Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday night edition of everybody's favorite Rated M podcast. Yes, it is Gaming After Dark. I'm your host, Mr. Boom Boom Kaboom. It's Snoop Nukem in the room. We're going to get ready for another dynamite show. We are short one panel member tonight. Mr. Wise, old gamer, could not be here. Of course, he's been going through, a lot of stuff in the last couple of months, and I guess he's had some appointments and things today, so he may not be here. At least that's the indication I've got. But we do have our returning favorites, and we have a bit of a surprise again for you once again. But let's bring them in to the show. We got the one, the only Cerebral Paul is ready to roll.
I'm always ready to roll. It's just by default of being in the wheelchair. Am I in the show? There I am. Okay, there I am. Yeah.
Mr. Default.
Yeah.
Default wheelchair.
There
All
you
right,
go.
well, it's good to have you here, Paul. Glad you could make it.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We have the man of many talents and voices. Yes, always glad to have him on the panel. He's back and ready to roll as well, Mr. Darth Praxis.
You fool, you brought me back. How dare you? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course we brought you back. But we did.
That's because I lost a bet.
Yeah, I like money.
And
Thank
making a triumphant return, everybody's sexy bald man, Sir X-Man is here tonight.
Hello. I'm here. Let's have
He
some
is
fun.
here. He's here, and he's got no co-pilot tonight. He's got no wise old gamer to be bickering the whole time.
A week, a day of peace.
Yeah, we might actually get this show to run on time tonight.
What do you say? You're going to get a piece? Not from me or not?
Oh, no, nobody wants your crotchety old ass.
Alrighty, so first of all, again, welcome to the show panel. Let's catch up with the chat real quick. We got some amazing people here, as always, each and every week. First guy in the chat tonight was Mr. Draven Arrow. Good to see you. Our good friend of the show, your Wicked Hot, is hanging out with us tonight. We've got a lady in the chat again. It is the always lovely Phasma. What's happening, Phasma? Doggy Dog is here as well, as usual. Glad to see Doggy in the house tonight. What's going on, Doggy? Got to get you on here as a guest ASAP. We've also got Casket Repair hanging out with us as well. And we've got Doc Shady in the building. What's happening, Doc Shady? Good to see you. And Tony Grosso here with us. We've, who else we got? Gogol Poe, Vic the Click. It's coming.
Vic the Click. Yeah, Vic the Click. I got to do the Vic the Click. Yeah.
I was going to say, I can't say that now without hearing Paul immediately chiming in. And Doggy Dog coming in with the first super chat of the evening, and it's right there. You guys can, someone can take it away.
Good evening, Noof panel and chat. Hit that like.
Yes, hit the like, share it out, tell your friends, tell your family. It's always a good time here. We got
Tell your
Talos
enemies,
Ray.
tell whoever, yeah, tell anybody who'll listen.
Tell anybody who'll listen.
Bring those suckers in here.
And even if they won't listen, hold them down until they will. So there you go.
We also got Talos Ray, we've got Crazy Greek Dude, and Toolman55 here as well. FarQ is in the building. What's going on, FarQ? So yeah, we got a lot of the regulars here tonight. It's going to be a good show. Real quickly, before we kind of get into sort of the meat and potatoes of the topics, let's quickly just talk about the Super Mario movie. We finally saw a legitimate trailer for the movie today, and people seem to be liking what they saw. So for anyone here on the panel, did you have a chance to check it out, and what are your first impressions?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had a chance to check it out, so I have nothing to say.
See.
Go ahead, Praxis.
No, well, I thought it looked really good. I like seeing a little bit more of it. When I was talking to my daughter, she was asking me what I thought kind of reminded me of, and I would say kind of like it has a Wreck-It Ralph, and obviously, and the Lego movie. It kind of reminded me of the original Lego movie a little bit. Just it had that really fun feel to it. So, plus at the end they kind of showed some Mario Kart footage, which was crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Great way to end it for sure.
Oh yeah.
No, it's definitely easily recognizable. Full 100% CGI that we can tell anyway. Unlike Sonic, which kind of treaded the needle between both realms. The CGI realm, I suppose you could say, the fantasy realm, and then coming into the real world. But yeah, it looks good. The voices don't seem too bad, despite everybody, their qualms about the voice acting. At the end of the day, I don't think that's it sucks that Charles Martinet isn't there, but I think we'll live with it. You know what I mean? I saw the trailer. I thought it looks really good, and I will probably go check it out on day one.
Yeah. Yeah, actors are actors. I mean, voice actors. I'm a little disappointed that happened too, but nonetheless, I mean, they choose things for their own reasons. I kind of know why they did it. I'm sure we all do, and they want to kind of bring people into it based on some star power a little
they
bit.
want
But yeah.
recognizable names.
Oh yeah,
because only
yeah.
gamers essentially know who Charles Martinet is. Like the average kid out there that knows who Mario is has no idea who does the voice, right?
They'd probably be like, "Oh my god, that guy does a Mario voice, amazing!"
Yeah, he's better than the real one.
Yeah,
Yes.
he is a real one, kid. Come on, wake up.
Alrighty. So, Sir X-Men, I don't think you've had a chance to check it out either, have you? Yo, Sir X-Men.
No
think he
going to
fell
sleep on
asleep.
us. Damn it! No, he went mute.
Yes, he's gone to the washroom already. 5 minutes in, and he has to take
Well,
his.
you know, when you're his age, you got to pee a lot.
I said sorry, he was on mute. I said nope, didn't see it. I do movies that I'm not in a rush to see and I can wait for. I wait for it to come out for rental.
Oh, damn!
Well, you're gonna wait for it to come out
Whatever.
for Lent. You're gonna watch it in Lent. What? Oh, rental. My bad.
Yeah, some people just turned off by the giant mushrooms.
Yeah. That also happens when you get older, I hear. But I don't. Yeah.
All right.
Oh dear God.
Oh, I thought I was going to say for a
X
second
gonna
there.
give it
I was
to
going
you.
to say.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
For a second there, I was thinking, is the other guy here? X gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of X gonna give it to you, that's a great segue into our first topic because apparently for Black Friday, the X was giving it to people, or people were certainly giving it to the X. Xbox comes up big during Black Friday, which we largely suspected would be true. I guess the surprise is, according to the articles I've read, is that the Series X was a big winner.
Oh, wow.
Despite all of the discounts basically being thrown at the Series S.
Jesus.
What does that say about the state of Xbox? Also considering this year was a bit of a letdown in terms of internal studio software, but Xbox still came up big. They were able to supply a lot more consoles than they have in previous months, and sets them up really good going into next year. Hopefully, it will be a banner year, record year for Microsoft. We're all crossing our fingers and thinking that could likely be the scenario. There's got to be they got to be bursting at the seams at this point, is what I've said before. So, how do you guys feel about Microsoft's?
Paul.
How do you feel about Microsoft coming up big? Santa Claus, you're going to be dropping off a lot of those this year.
No, I'm not. Not this Santa Claus. This Santa Claus pissed off. He ain't getting shit.
This is the
Just
evil
saying.
Santa Claus. This is the doppelganger.
Yeah. By the way, that's just a still, but he will be making appearances starting next month. But yeah.
Nice.
So yeah,
So is
I
his
think
name
it's cool.
Cerebral Claus?
Cerebral Claus. Yes, that's him. Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Take it away.
He's gonna be bad Santa.
The
Gonna be bad Santa.
doppelganger.
That's right. The only way to be bad is to be good. I mean, or to be good is to be bad. Yeah, right. What is it? Mae West said, "When I'm good, but when I'm bad, I'm better." Yeah.
I don't know
There you
about
go.
better. Did you ever see Bad Santa?
Yo, I love Bad
Oh,
Santa.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite
Remember,
movies.
she likes it in. Remember,
Billy
she
Bob
likes
Thornton,
it up
right?
the ass, and
Yeah.
she told you not to do that again. She said, "I couldn't shit for a week."
That's right.
Just a tip.
So,
Just a tip.
so on the Xbox thing, yeah, I think that's,
Yes.
I think that's very. I think that's actually a pretty awesome. That they, because I don't even think they were expecting it. They were expecting the S to be the big demand, but apparently the Xbox, the Series X, was in the big demand, not the S. So hey,
Yeah.
more power to them. I think even they were surprised by that. So that's a good thing.
Well, a lot of people had really been I mean, this is the first time, if you look about it, in 2 years where we actually saw some supply at local retailers, right? Where I was able to walk into
Yeah.
the store and go, oh shit, there's a console. Like, I hadn't seen that. So you got to think about there's literally millions of people out there chomping at the bit who couldn't get an X unless they were getting it through a scalp or some
Yeah,
other.
somebody
or hoping to get
somebody on
lucky.
this panel pointed out to you all that they would be available for Black Friday. I don't know who it was.
Oh,
But he
they
had
had
some insider
deals
information.
on them too.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, but yeah, one of the guys on this panel pointed out that this was probably going to happen, and
Man, you gotta
God
protect.
knows I was right as
You,
usual. But
you gotta protect that rotator cuff, Paul. Jesus
that's
Christ!
right.
Stop
Now,
that.
dude,
God
you
damn.
do know some of them Xbox One X's sold for $400. They were $100 off in some places.
Oh,
Yep.
the S weren't they?
Yeah, the
selling-
Series X was $100 off.
And the other thing,
Uh,
nice, unlike some other company, you couldn't just find them in bundles, so they were priced up.
Right.
Yeah, they were
Unlike-
just
unlike some other
$400
companies.
out the door. Here you go.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yep.
a lot of places gave you a free copy of Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty.
Well, the
Well,
Xbox
because
consoles.
it's a free game, but no.
Yeah. Unlike some
Here's
people
Warzone.
who make you pay $60 extra
We'll give you
in the
Warzone for
US.
free.
Here's a new copy of Warzone. $0
That'd be-
value.
And
So
PUBG
it was-
now, now.
It's $560 for me to buy that PlayStation because they want to charge you for God of War, and then all the taxes kick in.
Well, just be thankful you're in the U.S. and not in other places in the world where it went up in price.
oh yeah, probably
Yeah.
that would have been what $600 before taxes.
Oh yeah,
And
so it'd be
some other places.
$650. Oh yeah.
And some other places, it's a lot worse than that. Brazil
Oh,
is outrageous.
Yeah,
Oh my-
PlayStation
yeah.
5
Ugh.
came out here at $630. Now it's $650. Right. But the Xbox
damn.
Series X is still $599 Canadian. Didn't go up a cent.
No, you probably went down if you caught one of those $100 off sales, so you could have got it for $500.
Well, I already
Maybe.
have one though.
Yeah, there's that too.
I was lucky enough to get my Series X on day one. Yay!
Yeah.
But the S
Me
sold,
too.
But the S sold good too.
I
So
got-
it really did. The S
I got my-
sold really good.
I got my Series X on day one as well, even though it came 2 months later.
It was- yeah, your day one was just delayed a little bit. But that's all right. Yeah.
Hey, but at least you know you were getting it. Unlike
yeah.
some
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
consoles, to be like, well, we canceled your reserve. We canceled your reserve.
Oh, I still
Wow.
remember the day mine showed up because the fuckers, instead of dropping it off at my door where I thought it was going to be, they stuck it in my mailbox.
How do you stick that big ass box?
Well, it's in the
your
parcel.
mailbox, huh?
Like they have like the parcel delivery on the bottom, and I didn't think it would. I thought it was like going to be way too big to even fit in there. It's like, holy shit, it's in there. And of course, because the box was so big, but the mail slot was like jammed, and I'm trying to turn the fucking key and it wouldn't work. And I'm sitting out there for like 15 minutes, and I'm swearing at the mailbox. Like, are you like of all
What the
fucking
fuck?
days? I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm serious. I'm not lying when I said I was literally about 5 minutes away from going to get the crowbar and committing a felony and breaking the shit out of the box.
You know that sucks.
Yeah.
Because
No,
then
it's
if you don't get it day
I've-
one,
I
they
can-
keep stuffing the box and stuffing the box and stuffing
Well,
the
no, well,
box.
part of it is the way those mailboxes work. They open them up and they put the stuff in from the back. So, and it's a bigger opening on the side. They can stuff it.
Oh,
So
gee.
You know
they
you
don't
left
realize that it
yourself
won't go out the
wide
front
open,
door.
Paul. You know that, right?
He always
Whatever.
does.
There's stuff
But
in
I'm
the
just
back.
saying. But I'm
Clear
just saying.
opening.
I've seen that happen before with
Thank
other,
God he's
with other
sitting
packages,
down. That's the only thing
because
protecting
the
him.
mailman
I
doesn't
know, right?
realize that the because we get the open door on our side that it's that much smaller. It's like,
they know. They do it on purpose to you.
they don't do it on
purpose.
purpose. They do not.
Yes, they do.
No, they
Gaping,
Well, what
some
I
may
had to
say.
do eventually is I've realized I had to I had to push the door in a little bit instead of just turning the key. Like I
Yeah.
had to push it in to sort of push the parcel, I guess, off to the side a little bit, and then
Jesus.
yeah. But fuck, man, I wrestled with that bitch and I was swearing. Oh man, it was hilarious.
Now was
So-
it one of the ones that's actually on the curb, or was it in like a building, or
No,
was it
it-
one
on
you
the
could actually
curb,
run
on the
over
curb.
with your car, so you could have hit it
Exactly.
with your car and just take it everywhere.
Yeah, those big square ones with all the little doors at
Yeah.
the top and then the big doors at the bottom for the packages.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just some bullshit.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. it was
Be out there
kinda
with an acetylene torch. I got it.
At least yours didn't have a George Foreman grill stuffed in it. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the main thing. Like some of those people that bought them online and that literally got a picture of the console, not the
Oh,
console at all.
And a big ha ha ha. That's fucked.
Yeah, no
Oh.
shit.
That reminds me of when the freaking Wii U came out. I bought it day one, took it home,
Mm-hmm.
turned it on. It was like, oh, it's got this huge update to do. Halfway through the update, the system turns off and it bricked.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And called them. Well, you shouldn't have turned it off. I'm like, it didn't turn it off. It turned itself off. So I had to wait another month for that. So I'm used to waiting.
And then by the time the Wii U got there, you were like, "What the hell? This is a piece of shit." No, I'm kidding.
Shh, shh.
Let's catch up in the chat real quick here because we got some more people strolling in. We got Mr. Bushido in the building. What's going on, Bushido? We got Infinite Umber in the house. What's happening, Infinite? Good to see you here as well. Talos Ray was here but had to take off, so they came up. We got Bell Airy here as well.
Damn it,
We got the one and only, the biggest moderator in the business, Boss Mod Lethal Papa, graces us with his presence. And I see Spider-Man 356 is swinging through, and Cyber Gunter just showed up. Show's about to go downhill from here.
Yeah,
all right.
It's been that way.
I just mute Cyber Gunther's chat. I never see his crap, so no.
Welcome to
I'm surprised he's been in here this long and he hasn't already started picking on me. Usually he starts pretty quick.
Give him time, Paul. It's early.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else wants to chime in on Xbox's big success? I mean, like I said, in light of everything, this is actually very surprising in a way.
Not really. I mean, we all kind of knew it was coming. We just didn't know it was coming for the Series X. That's the shocking.
I could say it's a little shocking, just because of the price gap between it and the Series S, and how they've been pushing the Series S a lot as a console for people to get for. Well, did you get it for your kids? I got it for my daughter, and so my younger daughter, and but I think people are really wanting the next gen experience, and it's also because Microsoft has ramped up their chip development and production lines and pushed them out in a big way. Like you said, they've finally made them available in a huge way, and so now people are like, oh shit, I want to get one. And the PS5s are still fucking, I mean, I got one. I got a PS5 order for my daughter through Sony's store, but I checked out it an hour later and they were all gone.
See, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, and the other side, the other side of the surprise though is, given the state of the economy, it is kind of a surprise that the more expensive
that's true.
Has gone out.
You know, I mean,
a lot of people are.
So we have to think that
this may be the only thing people are getting.
I was going to say it's probably the one gift they get. This is all you get, kids. This and maybe some fucking scraps from the dog. That's
it. If his birthday's in December, it's for both. Okay,
it's
right now.
You guys,
within 4 months of December, it's for fucking both.
It's safe to say that probably by the time we hit January, that Game Pass subscription should be surpassing the 30 million mark easily.
It's way past.
Oh my god!
They just don't want to talk about it
because they're probably gonna. A lot of these probably came with at least a month of Game Pass as well. They usually do.
Yeah,
but it's not
pretty
just
much a given.
about
If you bought a Series S, it's pretty much a given you're going to pick up Game Pass with it. It's kind of logical there.
Not necessarily. When it asks you, do you want Xbox if you don't have a card with it? But it asks you, do you want a year of Xbox Live Gold, or would you like to enter in Game Pass? Xbox Live Gold trumps Game Pass, and a lot of people forget that it's out there.
How?
There are a lot of Xbox Live Gold.
It does not trump Game Pass.
Dude, there are over. There are over 100 million people with Xbox Live Gold.
And I bet you they don't even realize they're still paying for it. I bet you they really don't realize they're still paying for it. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of subscribers that are still under the gold banner. Of the
Even you switched over. You switched back.
I switched back, yes, but we all know why I switched back. It doesn't make logical sense, but it's just my sense.
No, but for people,
I'm not
going
to argue with him about that.
People bringing in Christmas and stuff, I can guarantee you they're at least going to try Game Pass. Hey, if you've got kids, Game Pass is the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. But you're not seeing how many people still have gold. People that still have
neither are you.
People that have gold are still more than people that have Game Pass.
Well, probably, yeah.
Where are you getting that information from? Where are you getting that information?
You can go check it out yourself. Just
no, don't tell me that. No.
You know what?
Where are you getting that information from?
I'm not gonna argue.
There's a whole internet at the end of your fingertips.
No, but see, that's a weak sauce argument. You can research it or no.
I talked about that in the show and preached the facts about 3 months ago on another show, and they all confirmed it with me.
Oh, okay, that makes it real.
And they
Because
all looked and see.
never mind. Xbox doesn't release those numbers, but that how many people are still on gold and active.
But your 25 to 30 million on Game Pass is still, speculation. Nobody has the real accuracy about it. You're just going by what other people are.
Well, we have a somewhat accuracy about it based on what Sony's released on in the stuff with
Well,
the
I mean,
CMA.
months ago, I mean, I think Phil and them even alluded it was well over 27 million. But so logic would tell you, and you're going to sell a couple million consoles. So if you just do the math, and even if one out of every two people buying a Game Pass, you're still going to be well up there.
Yeah.
So you're trying to say everybody's got Game Pass and nobody got regular
No, nobody
gold.
said everybody's got Game Pass. But I can guarantee you when the games start coming out in January and February and March that those numbers are going to kick up again. Because a lot of people did drop it because no bangers were coming out, but they're going to jump back in. You're going to see a big spike especially probably in the springtime. But some people were going to use their trials that they're going to get for Christmas, and they're going to use them over the next few months.
Well, let me just ask you guys this though. I mean, obviously, if you're looking at numbers, you're even looking at console sales, VG charts wise, whatever you want to go out, because we really don't have much to go off of. What's the big hang up though, guys, with Xbox in Japan still? Like you see everywhere else, there's like it's either close, they're ahead, or it's at least respectable. But in Japan, it's just like you got Nintendo, and you almost got a distant second with PlayStation, and then after that, it's almost comical. It's like a couple hundred units sold. You're like, what in the blazes? So, I mean, we know that Phil's been to Japan many times. We know they've tried to make some roads over there. They've been getting a lot of developers to come on board with Xbox. So, what do they have to ask themselves at this point? What is it going to take to sort of crack the market, or is it just we're largely basing this off of console sales and perhaps not looking at the other numbers, like maybe how many people are in the Xbox ecosystem through the mobile phones or other means?
I think they've already started to turn that over, and they know that with the mobile phone stuff, the cloud stuff. The Series S is a big seller over there. It's not as big as PlayStation. That's going to take a while, but they are starting to see a change in things and a pickup in how much they get.
I'd have to pull up all the numbers across like all the months, but there was a story that came out in June this last year that was talking about Series X and S past PS5 sales, like doubled them in Japan.
Right.
So I mean, they have actually been catching up. It's a lot of the supply chain problems are plaguing Japan so badly that they're like, fuck it, we'll just go with Xbox then, and they're starting to buy that more. And as PS5s become more readily available, I'm sure it'll start catching back up. But it's interesting. People really start putting the time in. Maybe they'll go, oh, well, this is a pretty damn good system too. So who knows?
Yeah, I think I think, we are seeing that change. They are getting their inroads finally. And I think the more cloud gets better and the more the offering gets better, they are seeing them in the ecosystem, even if they're not seeing them on consoles. It's which is what they want. They almost don't care if you have a console as long as you're in the ecosystem.
Yeah, I could see a lot of people getting Game Pass through televisions next year.
Through televisions and whatever else it's offered on.
Jesus,
yeah. I'm pretty sure those little Rokus are probably going to come with them on there too.
Yep. And I've been saying that ever since I was doing Good Morning Xbox, but that's been kind of what they're looking at. Let's just get them in there, no matter what it takes. It doesn't take a console now; it just takes a controller and a TV.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right. You no longer have
in Japan they have a better internet mostly than we do, definitely.
Slightly.
In other words, a strip club is not the only place you can see a naked lady, right?
That's right. Yeah.
No, you could go on the street there, and if you look at the right place,
they're running 6G over there in Japan, 6G. Dude. Yeah, they're doing it right too, unlike how they do it in the US. So they love their mobile gaming, man.
Well, they sure. I mean, the Switch itself is a testament of sort of the kind of market that they have. It's definitely very different from over here. The kind of games the general populace enjoys over there seem to be mostly different from the stuff that we love and take in. You know, you look at their top 10 sales and you look at our top 10 sales, and it's like vastly different. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Well, yeah.
That's just the culture. That's what they've been groomed to love, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody likes what they like.
Yeah.
And over
Well, if
there,
you-
they don't care about Call of Duty.
Well, if you were to take the Japanese,
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would not
No,
say that.
over
at
in
all.
Japan,
that's not
they don't care about Call of Duty like they do in the U.S. and then
No, that's
and the
true.
European countries. They don't care.
well, it's not. It doesn't have the same effect, but it's still
Yeah.
there's
But
some
it's still
popularity.
a draw. It's still
Oh,
popular.
yeah.
Yeah.
Japan is all about the buns, not about the guns.
Japan. I was gonna say,
Japan.
but yeah, you could take. Well, I mean, just speaking of its landmass size, you could take Japan and cram it all into California. So that gives
Yeah.
you an idea of why they're able to spread their internet so much further and so much easier. There's less land to have to run it to. So that's
Right.
it's quite a bit easier for them to get faster internet than it is for us. It's a little
Yeah.
bit harder.
Plus, they got those smaller islands too that
Oh yeah.
that are
Oh, yeah.
separate. Yeah, so
Yeah, they can make that shit go fast.
mhm.
All right, fair enough. Well, either which way, you know, kudos to Microsoft. Obviously, the supply was huge. Actually, having these things out there to buy was massive. The biggest surprise isn't necessarily that they had a great Black Friday. The last few years, Xbox has done fairly well with Black Fridays overall, but the whole fact that the X seemed to come out of this as a big winner and one that people are talking about versus the S, which had all of the sales. It was stupidly priced in a lot of places. It was one of the few systems that actually had an actual discount. Some people were bringing up the Switch, but Switch never got a discount. The Switch came in a bundle, which is to
Of
me is
course
not the
it
same,
did.
right? Oh well, let's give them a free game and let's give them whatever else, but it's the same bloody price. So yeah, it's not quite the same in my book, but it is what it is. I mean, at this point in time, you got to wonder who doesn't have a Switch. I mean, damn,
I don't.
everybody ever you don't have, Paul?
Nope.
Uh,
I don't have a use for one. Why? I mean, seriously.
gotcha,
if I
gotcha.
if I ever left the house and went anywhere, maybe it's
Right.
Well,
but-
there's
fair
that.
enough. Fair enough. Okay. Well, let's move on to our next topic of the evening. Let's talk about the Callisto Protocol. It's one of this year's most highly anticipated games, and it comes out in just a couple of days' time. Friday, as a matter of fact. So far as I can tell, they have a review embargo up until at least the game drops. Sometimes, like I said, this is yeah, I know exactly. That's the thing. Sometimes this is good. Sometimes it's bad. Generally, I find if a game is I guess, hesitant to release review copies early or let people sort of score it before it launches, it usually seems like the games don't do overly well. Being a new IP itself, but coming from a very reputable, I wouldn't say it's the studio, but a lot of guys who are making the Callisto Protocol are the creators and did work on the Dead Space series. So who's excited for it? Is anybody here pre-purchase the game, picking it up on Friday? And where do you expect it's going to score? Do you think it is going to be a great game, or do you think this one could fall below the hash marks?
I've got to go grab my food, but let me speak real quick.
All right.
I'm not too worried about the embargo because they do that a lot of times. That as soon as it drops, the reviews will drop, which they've done with other games before. It doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, because I know some people are reviewing it already, so it is out there. It's not like they've totally held it to their chest and nobody's seeing it. They're just waiting till. They did it with a game recently where they couldn't drop. The embargo didn't break till the day the game came out, just a few weeks ago. So. What I've heard about this game is it's going to be fire, that it's going to be great, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm probably not going to pick it up day one because, well, I'm a poor boy, so but I will be getting it, and I will be getting it relatively soon, I hope. So there you go. That's all I got to say. I got to step away for a few minutes. So I'll be back.
Go get your chow, man. Go get your chow. He's doing double duties, Paul. He always does like 2 podcasts kind of back to back. So he comes off of Retro Renegades and then slides right into this one. How about you, Darth Praxis? You look like the kind of guy that's lining up for a little bit of a scare fest. You ready to jump back into deep space and kill some goblin? You knows what the hell they are.
Fuck yeah! It does look it does look like an interesting game. I've only seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't seen actual gameplay. I'm curious. Well, I'm very much gameplay. I've seen a little bit. I'd like to see some performance. I haven't seen any performance breakdowns on it either. Has there been any?
I haven't seen shit. I seen a little bit more footage, and I know that
I saw the story trailer.
Karen Fukuhara apparently is in the game as one of the
Yeah,
characters, and
yeah, I
she's
saw
from.
that.
She plays the girl in The Boys, which
Yep.
that's kind of cool.
No,
Added a little bit of star talent to the game.
It kind of reminds me of a cross between Dead Space, a little bit of kind of aliens and the zombie, and then for whatever reason, I don't know, Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay. It has a vibe that reminds me of that for some reason, which I love. I love that fucking game.
No, it needs to come back.
That's fucking
a game
amazing
that needs a remake.
Oh my god, that's a great fucking game. It was better than any Riddick movie they ever made, which is not saying much, but I still
I got the saga, don't you?
I'm not saying I don't have a soft spot. Well, I have something soft, but it's not between my legs. But I have a soft place in my heart for it. I do like the series, especially. I don't know why Chronicles of Riddick. I still like it, but that game was fucking amazing. But the play of this, there's something about it. It lends itself to it, but it does a good. I am concerned because the cinematics are locked at 30 or 24, 30 frames per second. I'm wondering what its performance cap is going to be. I'm curious how that's going to play into it, if it will.
Well, it definitely looks like it's got very highly detailed textures and stuff like that. You know what I
mean? It looks like Cyber Gunter threw it out 4K 60. So if it fucking throws out 4K 60, that'd be amazing.
Nice. Yeah, that would be definitely cool. Definitely possible if it is more of a single player, quarter based shooter adventure game.
It's not like it's the Division where you're sitting there trying to render an entire fucking city around you and all the highlighting and everything and all the people and all the effects and all the particles. It's doing it all a little bit more confined and constrained. It's still epic looking in ways.
It looks linear. That's the part I like.
Yeah,
you gotta go everywhere and do shit.
Well, there are benefits and detractors for both of those concepts, but when they go too far either direction is when you got a problem.
I don't mind linear games. I don't mind splitting into different paths, but I don't mind linear games. Because it makes your time go a lot easier, and you ain't got to spend 200, 300, 400 hours playing a game to get to the point.
Oh yeah.
I like the semi-linear stuff, older, like they did with Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
The Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow, like that sort of stuff. I can kind of dig because you can do side missions, but you don't feel like you're getting taken away off the path, and you don't feel like you have to essentially complete a lot of them to progress through the story. You know what I mean?
And beat the game. One thing about it, about the Tomb Raider, if you do go to some side quests, you do get extra stuff for your weaponry and extra loadouts, which I like, but you don't have to take that path to beat the game.
Which is what I prefer. I don't like being forced, I feel like I'm forced to ride on rails for a whole game. I like that little bit of freedom because that way it doesn't feel like you're riding on a rail the whole game.
But I don't like that craziness of these super open worlds,
Well, of the distraction for the sake of distraction, it feels like sometimes.
Right. We were talking about this on the show earlier tonight, and like I said there, you don't always have to do the side quest. You can just fire through the main thing.
Oh yeah,
they don't force you to do the side stuff.
Yeah, but some games that are built that if you don't do the side stuff and get the extra things that you need to beat like certain bosses as you get higher up, it does make it harder.
It's still a choice. I mean, it's still an.
I know it's still a choice, but I'm just saying some games set it up like that.
Because I do tend to do side quests and level up my character. In most games, it'll allow me to do that because it does make it easier. Yep.
All right, let's find out with the chat as well. And we're also going to check in with the chat because we got a lot of new players. A lot of new people in the, a lot of new players up in there. We got a lot of new people in the chat tonight. Well, I shouldn't say new people, but we got a lot more added to the chat, including some good friends of mine. Iceman LMH is in the building. Like I said, Cyber Gunter joins us and graces with his presence. We got RSJ Fan. What is going on, brother? Phasma's still hanging out with us. Our good friend of the show,
Who's
Mr.
that?
Fun Speculation, one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube is
Mav!
here. Mav is
Oh,
in the building. He's playing some
sorry.
Need for
I
Speed.
ordered them.
There you go. We've got obviously Spider-Man 356 still with us. Portal Player is in the building. We've got Saltiest Gaming hanging out with us as well. Good to see you, Salty. And the list goes on, guys. So yeah, we've got Portal Player gives a 3, so that means he may be picking up Protocol, but I'm not sure. Mav says 2, so he says no, waiting on it. Spider-Man 356, he goes 2. Fun Speculation is getting Midnight Suns. Spider-Man says hard pass. So yeah, Iceman says 3. So far we haven't seen a single one for a day one purchase. That's kind of disturbing.
I'm waiting for high on life.
I think you already fucking are high on life.
Damn drugs the doctor gives me.
Little over 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a day.
Yeah.
Yep. Salty says he's waiting to see the meta and the reviews. We have a few people I know. I've heard that same thing, that some people are waiting to at least see where it lands. What would let's ask this question in the chat then. So for the meta reviews, where would you buy it? If it scores 80 or above, does it need to be 90? Would you drop your hard-earned cash if it scores 70, 75? Like, I have a good feeling it won't score less than 75, but I got a weird feeling it won't score higher than 85. I just have that
Probably not.
premonition, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to come in somewhere around the 80 mark. That's just my thoughts on it. I could be wrong.
Supersonic Station said day one, whatever it is.
Day one. That'd be Friday then, Supersonic.
Look at that.
Good to see you in the chat. General Spartan here as well. General Spartan says, I have to slow down on games so I can start knocking out some and then deleting. Yeah, right. Portal says 80 to 85.
Yeah, no
That's
shit.
his guess on the meta. Salty says it looks really good, but then there's still gameplay and story. Yeah, there's a lot of elements that could go wrong. It looks good in theory, but is it going to hold our attention the whole way through? We hope the shooting mechanics are good.
Is it going to be shit?
you know.
That's what we need to know. Is it going to be shit?
This
They're
was
gonna
bothering
smell like
me
shit.
about. This would
He's
bother
cheap.
me about that game. That I heard that you have to pay extra for DLC for extra killing animation.
What?
That's you didn't hear about that, dude?
You mean like Call of Duty DLC where you get to buy shit like that?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what they said.
Who's they? Where did you find the
Jumping on
this
the
one?
You know what? If I ever ask you anytime when you tell me stuff and then I say, where did you find that?
Show me the evidence, damn it.
I will be able to show you where I'm getting that information from.
Bring the
Like
receipt.
Supersonic brings up a good
bastard.
point. It's the first game that this studio has made. I mean, obviously it comes with some pedigree. We all know that the guys who largely the heads of the studio come from the Dead Space pedigree, but just because you made one hit doesn't guarantee that the second one will follow suit, right? So
Yeah, they could be spending time jamming bananas up each other's asses. You never know.
see, Supersonic, he echoes exactly what I said earlier. He said if they're holding the embargo until after the game launches, that's always a bad sign. Because you want to get I call them the blind sales, because you get all those sales where people just kind of go in saying whatever the hell it is and just plunk their money, and then they find out they're going to regret it. They're like, that was a waste. You know what I mean? You get a million people doing that, boom. Half of those people might bring the game back to the store within 78 hours, back to GameStop or whatever. But I guess if you're doing it digitally, you're kind of screwed.
Nah, you can refund it if you pay it and play it with the under
that's true.
2 hours.
On Xbox, you get 2 hours of playtime. On Sony, you get nothing. So
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Salty says 78 for the meta. Yeah. So Calisto Protocol. Any excitement level here, guys? Anybody?
Well, I'm definitely interested.
I'm looking forward to it because it is from the Dead Space people. I mean, Just like I'm looking forward to the Dead Space remake because they're going to add accessibility, which means I'm going to be able to play it. So
Right.
There's that too. Does help.
Yeah, I think I'm like 80%. I'm not really like a survival horror kind of nut to begin with. Like I was lucky that even plunked down in the Resident Evil games, but yeah, this one definitely does look cool. But I think I may just at least wait a day or two till after it comes out to kind of at least get a feel for it if I want to play at least 8. Because to me, it's not going to come down whether I'm going to probably buy the game. It's going to come down, is it worth a solid 90 Canadian dollars, or is it going to be worth like more like 40 or 50 Canadian dollars? You see my point?
Yeah, he wants to make sure those tits are real before he puts his hands on them.
That's all right. Yeah. Well, if they say Karen Fukuhara gets naked in the game, that'll definitely up the ante. Yeah.
Sold.
So
Bring it. Oh my God.
I got a thing for those Asian ladies. Hey, my wife is Asian. What can I say? My wife's Filipino, so.
No.
For those of you who didn't know, yes, I've got a Filipino.
I knew that.
So is my sister-in-law. There you go.
Yes. All right. So the chat seems like it's a bit mum. This is kind of disturbing for me right now. I from all the hype and all the talk it got leading up to launch, it's like all of a sudden this is not kind of the atmosphere I was expecting from the chat or from the panel. So it seems like there's excitement, but it's not like, oh my God, it's not like God of War, like, oh my God, I'm gonna buy that thing day one, So
I think over time, people have just got tired, and they just got to a point where they just want to just wait to see what the game is really like before they decide to pull the trigger.
Gonna watch
there's
100
been
people do it on Steam.
There's been a lot of disappointments over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are just waiting to see.
Yeah.
It's going to be the most popular game on Twitch probably for the weekend, right?
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be the thing. But I hear you, Supersonic Station. I see. Yeah, not buying until Zelda comes out, but I didn't hit the $2 billion fucking Super Powerball either. So
hey, they made Condemned 3. I'm on it day one. Day one. I love Condemned.
Yeah, no.
All right, we're past the half-hour mark of the show. It is now 8:43 Mountain Time. That would be 10:43 Eastern, and that means that we are now approaching the point of Ask Arnold. So I hope you guys got your questions ready. Panel or chat, fire away whenever you are ready. Arnold is in the building.
All right, I got a question for Arnold. Arnold, did you do any Black Friday shopping, and what did you pick up?
Of course I went to shopping on Black Friday. That's what I always wanted to do, even though I've got lots of money. I want to get out here. I want to be able to get the most bang for the buck. I want to get the most pussy for the fuck. That's what I want to do. I want to get a great deal on everything. I always go out there, but I go incognito. Put a cap on. Sometimes I put a fake beard. Nobody going to understand me or recognize me. Well, they couldn't anyway. But I walk into the stores, and I'm going to get some really cool shit. Like, I'm going to buy, I bet, the biggest TV that I could find. The biggest thing I could carry. I got some stuff for my ass, and I'm not talking about my back, but I'm talking about my donkeys. I got them some cool stuff and a whole bunch of things like that. I love Black Friday. It's great. It's awesome. Yes.
Hey, Arnold, did YouTube give you a strike for Wise Old Gamer taking off his shirt last week so he couldn't be on the show?
I hope
no, because apparently the YouTube moderators wouldn't even stick around long enough to watch that guy take his shirt off. They said, "No, seen enough. Get out of here. Let the thing go because no one's going to watch it. You can't get offended by something that you want to close your eyes over."
Yeah, play for a while.
He missed nothing.
I know. I missed nothing. I heard it in the headset. I was glad I wasn't at the screen. Okay? There is a question for Arnold in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Arnold, asking, what are you asking Santa for Christmas?
Oh, that was fast.
We had this one first.
Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't. Okay. Dear Arnold, why do my balls keep itching?
I'm not really sure why your balls are itching, but the first thing you want to do is make sure, maybe take a look down there, reach around, see what's going on. Do you have some kind of a weird anomaly? Are you having your own Calisto Protocol in your pants? Maybe there's something dying down there. Maybe you need to watch
anomaly is a big word
bit
for
more.
Arnold. I got to say, anomaly is a big
Absolutely.
word for Arnold.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, looking at your avatar, you've got the boner for a head, so maybe they're itchy because there's nothing there to scratch. I don't
Ooh.
know. But anyway, you might want to get some cream for that and go check yourself because you could have some kind of STD, it sounds like.
Try wearing some underwear under your blue jeans. That might help.
All right.
What is Arnold asking Santa for Christmas?
Oh Lord.
What I want for Christmas is I want a new maid. You can never have enough maids. Someone
You
to always
can't.
tend on you, someone to look after you every need, someone that you can shag and bang. You know, when the wife goes away, it's great. You know, you get to pay them, you get to lay them, you get to do what you want with them. Yes, the maid. I call them the minute maid because I can't last any more than a minute if she's sexy and hot. All right, we got any more questions?
No, I'm afraid to go there right now. I want to leave it alone.
Put the cookie
No,
down now.
Just be glad that Wise Old Gamer isn't here because we know what he'd be asking about.
What would you do with X-Man and Paul?
Oh God, he's got a one-track mind.
Yeah,
Which
oh,
hole do you think is bigger?
I think he afraid of you, Practice. He don't ever bring you into the
Oh, he
topic.
brings me into it. He's brought me into it a couple times.
Another question coming in from Supersonic again.
Oh my, dear Arnold, is Santa buying Activision?
He can afford it.
Fuck
Santa
yeah.
Claus is going to buy Activision. He's going to scoop them up right underneath the rug, and he's going to start his own gaming monopoly. He's going to have the elves working in all of the latest Call of Duty games, and he is going to take it out from underneath the rug of Microsoft. He will be the biggest game company in the world. It's going to be a game company that's going to be called Claus. Claus and Paws Gaming, something like that, or Paws and Claus. I don't know, but it's going to be very cool. It's going to make great games. You know, it's going to be Call of Duty. You know, it's all sorts of great stuff. And World of Warcraft. We're going to have all these crazy games on there with them. He's going to just change the whole thing, and he's going to make Bobby Kotick his little slave up there.
Wait, did you say World of Warcraft? That's a different thing.
I did say World of Warcraft. It's a great game. Nobody's ever played it. I've got the inside scoop. I've been playing the beta for years.
In real life, it's a good man.
All righty. Well, that's good. We got all the questions out of the way for Arnold. Let's move along with the show, shall we? It was good stuff. Back again next week, as always, guys. Awesome stuff. Alrighty. So, if you guys game of the year, I mean, we kind of talked a little bit about. I don't know. Did we even talk about the Game Awards on last GAD? Or not sure.
Yes.
Yeah, we did, right? Yes, because we only
Yeah,
For
did
the
the
whole
intro.
show.
Most of the
Yeah.
show.
All
We
right.
might have covered it a little bit.
Okay. So, real quick, then we won't have to go through the nominees, but what is everybody's game of the year so far? Also, with the chat, what is your game of the year to this point, and which game do you feel perhaps that you played this year that deserves a little more love and attention? It doesn't have to be a game of the year, but perhaps something that you feel just it got swept underneath the rug. Let's start with Sir X-Man. What's your game of the year so far? What's the best game you played?
I actually don't have any goat to float for this one, dude. Seriously.
Did you say
I
goat
think
to float?
No goat to float.
No goat
Yeah,
to
never
float.
heard that before.
Well, that's because I always make shit up on the fly. Remember, you didn't know about the bag until you was on GRG that day, and you was like, "The bag? What's that?" But nah, I mean, call me crazy. It's a flip between Elden Ring and God of War, dude. That's all I can say. There were some other good games this year, but they didn't make it. So,
Right.
yeah,
Fair enough.
Mhm.
And is there a game that you play this year that you feel just is the unsung hero, doesn't get enough attention, something that you wish you would see more people playing?
Before all the problems, I think Halo Infinite should have been there this year. Because if you don't count their problems within 2022 that they're pretty much fixing now, it should have been there because the game released after the awards. So it should be eligible for this year's still. But they don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least in the
If
wrong
you don't
year.
count the problems, like if you don't count the broken leg on the chair, it's a great chair. Yeah, it can't stand up on its
Yeah,
own.
but it was when if it had came out before the nominations and stuff like that, in time for the nominations. Like they pushed it up for God of War, and it was eligible. It should have been there, but it came out after that. So for the first month, 2 months, Halo was king.
Yeah.
It was king. It was what everybody was playing.
Mm-hmm.
So it should have
Because
been
nothing
in
else
this
was there.
nomination for that time. You can't count what happens within the rest of the year. But for that time, if they had been there to make it, the time it was played would have counted for the awards.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Just like Star Wars Fallen Order got robbed.
No, that definitely got robbed, and that yeah. But I don't agree that you don't count all the problems they had later in the year, because yes, you do.
But if it had got there early enough, you need to count the time where it got there early. You shouldn't count the time for the rest of the year. Like what you would call it. Forbidden West had problems in the beginning, and they took time and they fixed all that stuff.
They make it pretty.
It's still in Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
It still made Game of the Year. They gave that game time to fix everything. So Halo should be in that category.
The difference was Halo's problems showed up later after launch.
That's what I'm saying, Paul. We're saying the same thing.
But you're saying you ignore that. You don't ignore that.
They did ignore. But
that's actually worse than having it show up early and fixing it than having it show up later after it should be fixed. Okay, that's
right.
So
but I think even if they had fixed everything earlier, Paul, they still wouldn't have threw it in there. That's just my thing. Because games that come late, but there have been some great games that came late to the party. They never include them in next year. Like games that come out in December and November, even January, they don't think about those games anymore. And there have been some great games in those times that got great scores, but they never make Game Award. Never. So
how about you, Praxis?
I'm still compiling. No, Evil Dead the game, god damn it.
Nice.
Why the fuck is that not Game of the Year? It's got fucking Bruce Campbell in it. Game of the Year, god damn it. That's what it is.
Yeah, with the boomstick.
You're goddamn right. Love it. I don't know.
That's good. That's a good pick. That game kind of came out underneath the radar. I know some people were hyped about it. Then it kind of came out. I saw a few people playing it, and then just like that, it was like
it disappeared. Right people, and it's a great game. But
Epic just gave it away for free last week. I have
it
on my PC.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Game of the year. But as far as ones that are kind of overlooked that are even on the list, I would say Plague's Tale. But it's standing against things that are guaranteed to win. That's the problem.
Right.
It's a great game. It's a different kind of game, kind of than the other ones, and I think it's more to it, more interesting to me than some of them. But yeah, nonetheless, I think it really is between Elden Ring and Ragnarok. I think Elden Ring will pull it out, but I don't know. Sony's got some fucking.
I think if there's one thing going for Elden Ring, it's the fact that it's a multi-plat, so more people have had a chance to play it overall.
Yes,
that might be a sort of ace in the hole.
Well, and
it is one of those games that sort of hasn't come along. There isn't a lot of games out there that have come along like that, and it's created such a buzz.
It also stands against the grain for what they were talking about. For the other members were saying that it came out so early in the year and it's still on the list. So it's kind of defied the standard trope of it just falls by the wayside because it came out too early. It actually is still out there. It's been out there since the beginning of the year, and it's on the list for Game of the Year. So that's a lot of staying power.
Yeah. Well, don't get this wrong. We're not. He's not saying it's Game of the Year per se. We're talking about games that got overlooked, like games that underrated games this year that nobody really.
That fell away and disappeared.
Jason said Power Wash. What I hear, that's such an addictive game, dude.
Yeah, if you don't mind spending 3 hours on one level to wash dirt off his shit.
Well, you know,
There's that too.
Gogo Paul brings up a perfect one that came out earlier this year that had a lot of hype and, of course, had numerous delays. Then came out, people were going crazy over this game for, pretty much a week or two, and the same thing. It just kind of like right off the radar. And Dying Light 2, right? Some
Yeah,
people
there's that.
absolutely
Well,
loved
I
the
think
shit out of that game.
yeah, I think a lot of that's going to happen now that we're on such a quick release calendar for so many games. I mean, it's hard to, unless it really, really stands out, they're gonna disappear quickly because
Unless
some
it's
people change games more than Sir X-Men changes underwear.
unless it's Fallout 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't wear
Hmm.
underwear.
See, there you go. Yeah.
That's what always looks like you're standing on a pogo stick.
I'm not
You never
touching
want to
that.
sit on a chair after Sir X-Men does.
Yeah, if you go to visit Sir X-Men's house, you'd be looking at every chair a little differently. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm sitting in that one.
I wear pants.
Oh, you wear
Sometimes.
pants, you just don't wear the underwear. So you're saying you at least don't go au naturel on all the furniture.
All
I
the
don't
furniture,
itch either.
Can you give me a disposable chair when I come to your house visiting?
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yo,
Just
Cerebral
fucking
Paul,
saying.
look us in the chat.
Oh, Joe Dunmore. Hey, how you doing?
Joe is here.
Welcome,
Joe's
welcome.
here.
Commando.
It's not a show
My
without
man.
Joe. RSJ, what's going on, brother?
You gotta
yeah,
let it free to move, man. It's gotta breathe.
Yeah, a lot of people were having
See,
fun with that
I
follow-up.
don't, I don't agree with that totally. I think Plague Tale was good enough that it deserves to be.
I think a lot of people would
Um,
agree with you, Paul. Plague Tale was a very good game from what I've heard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm,
I played Stray. Stray is okay for what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's Game of the Year, and I don't know that it's a. I think it was up there also for. It was also nominated for what, action adventure, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, no.
Huh.
Dreadpool's in the building, boys. Dreadpool.
Y'all both played this. All three of y'all played. I don't know why, but from what I hear, and I've seen gameplay, and I can't wait to buy it. I can't afford to buy it right now. But from what I hear, Call of Duty is amazing from what everybody's telling me. Call of Duty.
They need to fix their lobbies. We were trying to play last night.
Well, that's always
lot of
been a
problems.
problem with first-person shooters.
They've only been working on the game for 20 years. You would think they could get the lobby issue.
Yeah, you'd think by now they'd have a system down where it just kind of works, right? Just like copy and paste this shit. Like, what
Well,
the hell?
see, that's going to help them with the Activision deal. They'll be on Microsoft servers after this. If the deal
who
goes
knows?
through.
Yeah,
Maybe it's the whole crossplay shit that's holding things up. Who knows?
We couldn't get we couldn't do more than 2 matches in a row without it doing.
What was it doing, Paul? I'm curious.
No, it wouldn't let us start games, or if we did, it would kick half of us out. It would dashboard us. It would do weird. It wasn't working.
You know what's funny? I don't have that problem with Battlefield 2042.
That's because nobody plays that game. See,
no, there are people that play. It's cross-play with PC,
Yeah,
PlayStation,
I
and
know.
Xbox. But I don't have no problem with it. I get into matches like real quick, and there are people playing it now.
But again, remember when it came out, it was
when it came out, but
so
now
that's where we are with
Call of Duty.
But you got PlayStation people playing it because it's in their EA access. You got Xbox people playing it. You got people playing it on PC now. Also. So I mean, it's working. It's working sweet.
Nobody wanted to bring up
it
the.
Wasn't at launch. At launch, it was garbage.
Neither was Cyberpunk.
Different animal. Totally different animal.
Oh, it's not. Oh my God.
Cyberpunk's not multiplayer, dude.
How about you, Paul? What's a game that you played that you don't think got enough love this year? And what is your main game of the year?
Well, I think my main game of the year, it would come down to, trying to think what the other main games that were, because I know, what is it, the storytelling game, what the hell was it called? As Dusk Falls was nominated, which I think is it's a great game. And Plague Tale. Those are the two that I think, that I know it's probably going to be Elden Ring. And my biggest issue with Elden Ring, not that it's not a great game, I couldn't play it because of
Yeah.
lack of accessibility and things like that, which I think,
Mhm.
and I think I said this last week, the Australian, board that does their Game Award stuff for Australia, they actually work accessibility into their criteria for the games that should be highly
Mhm.
rated, and I think we need to start doing that here as well, because yeah, it's a great game, but when basically millions of people can't play it because it's not accessible, then that should knock it down a notch. I'm sorry, it should,
Mm.
because you're limiting your audience. It's not something that everybody can play. So okay, it's a
Mm.
great game, great, and
Yeah, like
and
Mhm.
not just that game.
I
I
go ahead.
tried the gun game gore thing that's on yeah, forget that shit.
Gungrave,
Okay, yeah,
Gungrave.
Gungrave, yeah. I tried,
But
I
the
really did.
new Need for Speed has accessibility. I was playing it. It does have
Yeah,
accessibility.
You mean Need for
Mm.
Speed Underground 3 or whatever?
No, Need for Speed Unbound,
Unbound. But
Unbounded, something
I
like that.
say it.
Yeah.
I say it joking because it is basically Underground.
yeah,
Mm.
it is. It
It's
really
it's the new version of Need for Speed Underground. It's the same.
It feels more like Most Wanted.
Well, it's cartoony and kind of it's totally driven by like modding, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like Underground. Underground was like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Spider-Man, again, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I wish I could play it. Really, I was having
Mhm.
fun for the parts I could do. I wish I
He
could
really
play
does. He wishes.
Did you
Right.
put it? Did you get it on PC?
it. No, I got it on.
They have accessibility for it on PC. I downloaded it on PC and I saw a bunch of accessibility
and
options.
then what's one of the other new games that just dropped that I tried. In fact, I tried it on stream, and I had to switch games in the middle of my. Oh, it was no, that was Gungrave. Yeah, because I got to the boss fight twice, once on normal, once on hard. I can't do it. There's just no way. For me,
Mm.
the controls are too convoluted. Left trigger, right bumper, left stick, move the, it's like no, there's just
Right.
it's not playable for me. But I want to. I think it's beautiful. The parts I was able to do were a shitload of fun.
Right.
You know, and I really wish I could play it, but I can't. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Well, as for myself, at this point in time, I'm going to say my game of the year is, as I mentioned last week, is God of War Ragnarok. At this point in time, still haven't finished it, but from where I'm at right now, like I said, I'm loving the hell out of it. It's more engaging to me than Horizon Forbidden West. Um, both great games in their own right, but both very different games in many respects. But I
You
gotta say, I
don't
gotta give
like
it to
your
God of War.
pussycat news. You
Sure
don't
do
like
love Stray, but it's
pussy.
not a game of the year.
No,
But
it's
it certainly is a fun game, like that one. Absolutely, I think it's a great game that hopefully more people get to play, and hopefully, if nothing else out of the Game Awards, hopefully that game gets a lot more love because I would like to see a sequel to it. I think they did a hell of a job. For a small studio, it has triple A kind of value, production level quality games. So, game of the year, no, but a damn good game, something that I was highly impressed with. But a couple of games that I think didn't really get enough love. I didn't play. Well, I kind of played one and didn't play the other. I'm going to say Outriders World Slayer because I think Outriders largely was a game, and it is a game that's a lot of fun and it's great to play with friends. And I didn't get to play it enough when it first originally came out, and now of course they announced an expansion, which it seemed like it got overlooked by a lot of people. But I think they're putting a lot of effort back into that game, and they're trying to do justice by some of the wrongs that it had when it launched. And it's a cool little game. Like I said, that not enough people stick with their like. And another one, this is one that Cool Cat Terry from Good Morning Xbox, she had made mention to that I've seen a lot of videos of, and it looks phenomenal. It's a game that I definitely want to play. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or recall it. It's called Steel Rising. And that game looks absolutely incredible. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Near Automata to a certain degree. It's got this really great character. Seems like a bit of a hack and slash kind of uh, what the hell you call it, Bayonetta style of game in a sense, but more of a sci-fi base to it. So yeah, like there's a few games like that. There's every year there's so many games that a lot of them get just lost in the shuffle. I mean, heck, that could be that could be 80% of the indie games out there. There's a lot of good ones that come out if you get on your stores and go through there. It's like, holy mother of
That's
God.
how I
There's like,
felt about Proteus,
you
Noob.
know,
Didn't get it. It was a great
oh,
game. They
that
got
was
love.
good.
They get love from the community, everybody that played it, but
It's awesome.
it got nowhere in none of the nominations for nothing. That was a great game that gave a beautiful representation of Doom, man.
Mm-hmm.
On a whole new level, man. That
Amen.
game was
Yeah.
incredible.
Old school meets new school, right? And how they kind of did the retro style graphics, but yet it felt fresh and new. Yeah, very,
Some
very
of them
well done.
guns were vicious, man.
Yeah, that I gotta agree with you. That one's really cool. If you haven't tried Proteus, man, check out. Especially if you like Doom, the old Duke Nukem games and stuff. That's right up your alley.
And if you want to break into it, it is co-op, so you can join with a friend and go through the missions. You know,
there's one game that people like that I played, and I obviously I just couldn't get into. Is that one Hellsinger, the music based?
Yeah,
shooter?
Metal Hellsinger.
I
didn't feel the controls. I didn't feel the controls were accurate enough to stay with the beat. That was my problem. I liked the premise, but I didn't feel the controls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you had the timing of the beat right. That game was behind a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind shooting on time, but if you shoot and the timing ain't right, you know what I'm saying? It kind of throws you off as far as your perks that you build up with the game. That's the part that bothered me about it. Great idea, great concept, but they need to update the timing for that game for your shooting mechanics.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's give a shout out to the chat because we got some amazing people crawling in here a bit late, but always good to see them. We got our good friend and Good Morning Xbox co-panel member, Eternal Shaddai, is hanging out with us. As we saw earlier, Joe Dunmore has graced us with his presence. We also have my good friend from Eastern Canada, Caper Grant, is in the building. Good to see you, Caper. And he obviously has a lot of love for Outriders and playing
that's
co-op.
right,
yeah. So, this right, eh?
You got it right, eh?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
freaking
betcha.
hoser.
Hey, when you talk,
you
is your head split from your mouth when you talk like a South Park news? That's why you don't be on camera no more.
No, I think that's what my asshole does when I fart.
Oh Lord!
Hey, fuck your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
The boot, the boot, the boot, the boot, the boot.
It's all about It's all about the fun.
I was going to say part of what hurt Outriders is it had there was a lot of hype behind it, but it had a pretty bad launch, and it burned a lot of people. And once you get burned on a game like that, a lot of people don't go back.
I didn't go back.
I'm sure it
got better. I just
yeah, it takes a lot to get somebody to go back to a game that was basically.
Yeah, like I said, it's too bad. And the community didn't stick with it very long due to certain connection errors and other things. But it did have, like I said,
well, and remember, it ate a lot of people's equipment too. Remember, they leveled up a lot, and then all of a sudden they logged in, and all their stuff was gone.
Yeah, I remember that happened to me too.
I got a question for you guys to ask you guys. You know, I've always wanted to ask, what was the only racing game in the last 20 years to get Game of the Year? I know the answer.
Cheater.
No, I knew it.
That's why you asked. I know.
And this was before the Game Awards.
In the last 20 years, it got Game of the Year.
Last racing game. And it pretty much got perfect scores from everyone. From perfect 5 out of 5s to perfect 10s.
Forza Horizon 3?
Nope.
It's a Forza game.
Nope.
Was it Gran Turismo? Was it
Nope.
No?
Nope. Last 20 years.
Oh. Was it a Nintendo game?
Nope.
Wipeout.
Nope.
Oh God.
Y'all actually should know this one.
Oh yeah, we really should.
Project Gotham?
Nope.
No.
And I love PGR. You already know that.
Project Gotham Racing is awesome.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, one of the Burnout games, right?
You're getting it. There you
Burnout
go.
3? Was it
Burnout 3 takedown?
It was Burnout 3
Only one ever
to win Game of the
Game
Year.
of the Year. Yep, racing game.
Mm.
I know,
I
right?
can see why, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the most amazing, addictive racing game. And I love a lot of racing games, but I spent life in that game with my friends, dude. Life. Once you beat it and got all the cars unlocked in the single player, you spent your life in that, dominating people, dude.
Mm.
But it is the only racing game in the last 20 years to win Game of the Year.
I must dominate you.
It was
You
Penis
will be
Rider.
mine.
Damn, Iceman, what the
Penis
fuck?
Rider.
Why don't you come in the show and talk that shit, man?
Yeah, you spend a
Why
lot
don't
of
you
time
get
on
in here
Penis
and talk
Rider.
that
Penis
shit?
Rider?
Damn.
You know what? I heard about Penis Rider. They said that game had the best cockpits ever.
Oh Lord.
Damn, Iceman.
When is the cutoff date
What
for
the
Game of the
fuck?
Year this year? They actually made it, I think, was the 9th, wasn't it? Just after God of War came out.
I thought it was Bobby horse riding.
Yeah, it's funny because they extended the Game of the Year award this year. Extended the nomination thing,
of course.
and last year they
did.
upped it. So Horizon didn't even make the cutoff. Like, it was fucking
God of
stupid.
War wouldn't have been there if he hadn't extended it.
Right?
Hey,
It
Iceman,
would-
at
it
least with
wouldn't
that
have.
game, you know you're getting the dick.
There you go.
Come here, boy.
Mm.
I got something for you, boy.
Well, one game one game that did make the cutoff that should have been in there more was Forza. Forza Horizon should have been there.
Yeah, last year, it should have been there.
Yeah.
It definitely should have been there.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
What, 4 or
Absolutely.
5? Oh, 5.
The more
Okay.
recent one. The
Oh,
one-
5. Forza Horizon 5? Fuck yeah.
That's what I
That-
think about the Hive mode that came out earlier this year for Gears of War. That's because that's actually a separate game.
Well, no, the High Busters was last year. It wasn't this year. High Busters was.
Well, then it
Yeah,
should
Hive-
have made it
Hive
for
Busters
last
came out
year
last
too,
year.
because it technically was a separate game.
No,
From
Supersonic
Gears of
Station. We were
War.
talking about when Forza Horizon 5 came out. It got passed up immediately, even though it got released the same time frame last year that fucking God of War Ragnarok got released. Exactly the same
Right.
day or within a couple days or before, and Ragnarok was included, and Forza Horizon 5 was not even fucking put in the list. So that's what that was about.
Jesus, was High Busters 2 years ago already? Holy fuck, where did the time go?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no
Holy
shit.
fuck. I'm gonna play that again. That shit was awesome.
Time flies when you're getting old. Fuck.
Yeah, we're getting old. We already got dementia. We can't even remember when these fucking games are coming out.
When did that game
come out,
Sonny? Fuck.
They said Hive Busters, and I played it, and I liked it. They say it was the most looking next gen game that they have seen. So
It was looking.
far.
It looked a lot.
Yeah, and it felt good, dude. I was like, I was looking around more than anything than fighting the enemies, man. It looked so good. I was like shocked. Yeah,
Well, that's because they were actually using parts of Unreal Engine 5 at that point.
I know.
that
That's
was
why
the
the
Portal's
next year,
Portal's saying High Busters is like a 4% completion rate, which could be true. I'm not going to debate the stats. I can say I finished it. Now I beat the campaign part. As far as that multiplayer part, where you play with your buddies and had to escape it, I really give a shit. I played that a few times and really could give a shit. But I like the campaign part. That was fucking awesome. I beat that right away. That was great.
You may not like
beat
the
Hive
building.
Busters, didn't you? You're in 100% for beating it, ain't you, Noof?
But
Sorry,
I'm a
what?
master debater.
Oh,
You're
you
in
know me, man.
100% for beating Hive Busters, ain't you?
100% for beating something.
You're me.
Beat that every single goddamn day.
Beat the meat.
Where's the beef?
Not night pants, Junior.
Oh, man.
Shit. What else we got going on
Ah,
here?
looks like you got a hold of an Oscar Mayer wiener there, lad.
I
Wasn't
wish
that
you
not
were
cool?
an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what copyright.
Now here's my song.
Well,
I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener, because then I
We know
would
who
slide right up in between her.
You got a tiny little peener. It's too damn bad.
And you got your little Oriental beaner.
Come
Come
here,
here.
her legs.
Whoa.
Like a fritter bum.
Oh my god! He's married to a Filipino, but don't push it, man.
I say Oriental. That's not the same as
Wow.
Filipino, dude.
What?
No, Oriental's a rug, dude. Okay, I'm just shit.
Filipinos are more Asian than they are Oriental, man. It's a big difference, dude. Wow,
Women's
it got quiet. I
She's
hear
Somebody's gonna get
she's
in
cute and I love her.
trouble.
That's all I know.
that's
Somebody's
all
gonna
that
get in
counts.
trouble.
And she puts up with
Yeah.
your tiny dick, so that's helpful.
Absolutely. That's
See?
the other part. Yes.
There's the good thing.
When the lady is smaller, your dick looks bigger, right?
If she's a spinner, she's a winner.
I'm not touching that. I'm leaving it. I'm not talking about no man's wife.
Hear that? No, he's not touching your dick. You should be thankful. Yeah.
Oh man, new game. No man's wife. You got to travel the universe to
No
find it.
Man's Wife. Is that the sequel to No Man's Sky?
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
That would be a cool game.
No Man's Wife. You just land
No
on
Man-
planets and you get all these alien ladies or whatever.
And you got to
Shit.
find the blue plant, the blue plant, so you can satisfy them, and you put it in the little mix grinder so you can get the right potion that'll work and stuff in the game.
You gotta avoid those massive alien venereal diseases all the time. It's
Yes.
amazing. It's a
Hey,
great game.
developers, somebody hire this man. I think he's got a future in game development.
Gonorrhea! Look how huge it is. It's the size of a mountain.
Oh my God! What did I
Uh,
do? What did I do?
what did you do?
I brought this shit on myself.
You did, sir. You did.
What?
Was what? What this?
No, the other one.
That's Supersonic. I love that guy. He's awesome. I miss his Yoshida skits.
It's a
They were
rent crap.
great. Yeah. Now
I
he's
don't-
Xbox.
I don't.
He's trying to say
If-
Xbox the new fucking blockbuster video. Is that what he's trying to fucking say? Fucking dick. Enough of that
If-
horse shit.
I hope we don't
Maybe
go there
he's right.
tonight, because if we do, I've been
knows?
having some vent holding me for so long. I'm trying not to let it out. I am so trying not to let it out. I do not want to let the Mogwai out on your show, bro.
the Mogwai.
You already know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I got a good idea.
Yeah,
What
for
the
DRC,
Mogwai? That's
you
the
already
Mogwai.
know.
That's from Gremlins.
Yes,
that's from
that
Gremlins.
would be Gremlins.
But that's what they call me when I go off on a topic
Ah.
on the other podcast.
So, and that's why he never
Mogwai.
takes a shower. That's also why he never takes a shower. Yeah.
Yes, and don't feed him after dark, so he's probably
That's
crazy.
what K-Man always say.
Oh man.
Well,
Well, we're coming close to the. We're actually running ahead of time, which is really weird tonight. See, I told you the show was going to be a lot faster when Wise Old Gamers.
I
No
know, I knew
fucking
it too.
shit.
I knew it already.
Holy fuck. But we're going to
I feel
talk
like I could
about
talk a little
the.
more.
There's a few games coming here in the near future, a couple of remakes, and certainly this one. I don't know if you guys had a chance
There's
to
only
play this one
game
originally,
I'm
but
looking forward
we're
to.
talking about The Witcher, and it's getting a remake. They're saying they're going to make the original game. I would imagine they're going to update the graphics, obviously, basically a real overhaul,
No.
and they're going to make it open world. So, has anybody played the original Witcher? If so, what was your impression of the
I
original
have,
game?
and
And would you
unless-
like to go back into that world again if they remake it? Would you consider rebuying it?
I put 20 hours in that game, and unless you revamp the controllers, I don't want to play you. Revamp them like they did in Mass Effect, the remake of Mass Effect 1. You know, and I beat Mass Effect 1, but I
Gogol,
couldn't
don't be
do-
bitter. Come on.
I couldn't
What?
handle them controllers in the Witcher, man, the original Witcher.
Hmm.
I just couldn't do it.
Well, I'm
Uh-oh.
pretty sure they're going to rehaul the entire system. I would say it'll be almost like a carbon copy of The Witcher 3, really. Obviously, but just with the older storyline.
It looks like somebody sent us a super snatch, a super chat.
Super
me
Snatch.
see.
Here's our latest Super Snatch from, look at this, from Mandingo McThickens.
Did someone say there's a planet full of alien ladies that need some smut level discipline? Thickens is your guy.
That was awesome. That's great. That's a great Super Chat. $5. Thank you, Mandingo. How can you not read a Super
My.
Chat out from a guy with Mandingo
Mandingo thickens.
Yes.
And as his dingoes, it thickens. What a fucking guy.
So anyway, Sir X, when you were saying, so you have no interest then in going and checking this game out, even if they make it like the third game, or? Oh,
He
the
fell
Mogwai is
asleep.
coming out, is it?
No, that's me talking for him because he's not talking.
I
He's
am
gotta
not. I
Oh,
am
there he
not
is.
picking it
He's
up.
gotta
He
do
had
the
to go to the
Nintendo
bathroom
thing.
again. He had to go pee again. He had to go pee again. You know.
I have mute on my headset, so sometimes
prostate
I forget to
problem.
push the
Got
button.
that prostate thing going on.
I'm sorry. I gotta say,
Hey,
Phasma.
my
That was classic.
prostate is just fine.
Phasma's concerned about you, Paul. She thinks you might be a stuffed animal. Says Paul hasn't blinked in like an hour, dude. How can you hold that pose?
That's there.
I'm a figment of Noof's imagination.
I think.
Is anybody going to read McDickens?
We
super
just
chat?
did.
We
Holy
just
crap.
did.
They killed Kenny, you bastards!
You killed Kenny, you bastard! Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yes. This episode of
No.
Gaming After Dark has been brought to you by the latest bout of dementia.
Nah, but unless,
Does your
like I
brain
said,
hurt at
unless
night?
they fix the controllers, man, I'm not going to
Does
pick
They
your
it up.
ass
probably
hurt
will
in the
update the
morning?
controls, dude.
Well, then
Sometimes
that would
Most
be
you gotta
likely, yes.
question your
That would be
roommate.
Complete
good.
overhaul. How about you, Paul? You excited about
Oh yeah,
Witcher?
I will definitely be jumping into it. I even still to this day jump back into Witcher 3 every once in a while.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and you know it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, the
Because
first game was
I
a
have
bit
played
more
the
linear,
original.
right?
Yeah. Yep, it was much more linear, and definitely this will be an improvement. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I
If
briefly
they-
played the
if-
second. I didn't play the first. So how would you say the third game compared to the first game? Obviously, the third game got a lot of notoriety, got Game of the Year. But like the first game, did the character change a whole lot? Was there a lot of evolution there? Do you think?
I'm
Or
trying to remember.
I would say it
Uh,
was, yeah.
It does seem like it did quite a bit. Yeah, they really upped. They fleshed out stuff a lot more.
There was a much closer connection between 2 and 3, I think.
Right.
One did have quite a different feel to it.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
2 and 3 started
and-
tying it together a little bit better.
I'm hoping it does well because if they redo 2, hopefully they'll fix a bunch of the glitches they never fixed in the original version.
Maybe if they remake
Yeah.
1 and remake 2, they can afford to remake
the first
to make
game
a
itself
4.
too is built largely on much different hardware too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the
Right.
other reason I think they're definitely going to be upgrading the controls because it's much older hardware, much different.
Well, just build it
And-
on the bones of Witcher 3, literally.
Yeah.
And then just use a different graphics engine for it. I would do that. Make your
and Witcher 3 is getting a graphical upgrade too, right?
Yeah, and it's free.
So
fucking
yeah,
free.
So,
Well, that's great. I mean, everybody else is charging an arm and a leg for everything. Fucking these guys are
Yep.
giving like how the game's been out for a few years and literally still
Yep.
going to give you like a free upgrade. That's freaking awesome.
Well, CD
and a lot of
Project
people don't
Red
remember-
is into right now trying to win back their people. You know,
Mm.
well,
that they
and
lost.
remember when Witcher 3 for all the praise it gets now. Remember, it launched with a lot of issues. It really did. It had a crap launch, but they were able to recover it pretty quickly, and it considered Game of the Year type material. And,
Well, they're trying to beef up their portfolio so when Microsoft comes, around
Yeah,
there
comes knocking.
worth a little bit more. Yeah. They just want to make
Well,
sure they
and-
get it right.
And remember, they gave us that free because of all the problems it had at launch. They gave us all that
Mm.
free DLC, which was fire. That DLC
Witcher
they gave us
4
was
console exclusive.
incredible. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I will
Mm.
definitely go back and play it again
Yeah.
because it's been long enough
Like-
that I really don't remember it that well.
Well, I can tell you this much: I'm not looking forward to. Is it The Witcher season 4? Because Cavill's doing one more season, right?
Right, Cavill, you're gonna get
Is he
Cavill this
doing one
last
more?
season. This
Yeah, he's doing season
then season
3, and
5?
then after that,
Yeah.
he's done.
Yeah.
Season 4 is.
I'm
the
not
other
too
guy-
worried about
so-
it. Everybody's freaking out about that. I'm like, you know what? Different shows have changed characters before. I think if the writing's good, it'll survive. Oh, but-
I have a different take, but that's just my opinion. It's my opinion. It's
but
not
wh-
saying you're
but,
wrong. It's
see,
just
I
my
don't
opinion.
get that because yeah, we all have our favorite James Bonds, but that character's changed numerous times.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. They should have just casted Keanu Reeves as The Witcher. Whoa.
Yeah, not the right take.
We need
Not the
Leo
right
the Witcher.
I think the
That's it.
hottest movie
What?
that's gonna have Hugh Jackson
Hugh-
in there is
Did
is
you
the
just
new
say Hugh
Deadpool.
Jackson?
Hugh Jackson.
Who
It's
Jackson?
gonna be
Is that Michael's older brother or what?
No,
it's that the next
It's the British
Deadpool
Samuel L.
will
Jackson.
have Wolverine. I can't wait for that one.
Oh, for Deadpool 3?
Yeah.
I
Wolverine's
swear to
gonna be
God,
in it.
I know we're going off a tangent, but I'll bring it back shortly. But the
Yeah.
fucking I told my son-in-law, I said, "Oh my God, we were watching something. Oh, it was the new one with Will Ferrell and it's the new one on Apple. That's the
with
the
Will
Christmas
Ferrell
Carol.
and,
Oh, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, the one, and it's a musical and they're singing, and I'm watching it, and for 2 seconds I went, "Oh my God, there needs to be a fucking singing intro with Hugh Jackman and Deadpool. They need to fucking do a stupid fucking like musical intro." It'd be so
I would
stupid,
not
hilarious.
be surprised because he likes to go in on the fourth level.
Well, Hugh Jackman goes on Broadway. He's a Broadway singer, so he'd fucking do it. He'd be like, "Yeah, let's fucking do it."
I like that musical.
Yeah, all I gotta say is
that was actually really good.
It just needs to be very R-rated when they do it.
But after Les Mis, don't ever let Russell Crowe sing again.
No.
Are you trying to make me throw up, Paul?
Oh, he was not made for that role, at least for the singing parts. No.
Yeah,
let him kill people with a sword,
movies, bro. Keep doing action movies.
I never watch it because I can't fucking stand movies with singing. Period.
Not even singing in the rain.
Nah, I don't want to see no singing in the rain, singing in the shower, singing anywhere.
Dude,
I don't like
that's
singing
a
movies.
classic.
That's why fucking Disney movies turn my stomach. Fucking, you can't go 3 minutes without fucking cracking out a song.
Gentlemen, this is a hint, and chat. This is a hint. Now you have questions for the end of the show, don't you?
Absolutely. Get those questions ready for Cletus and Safehouse Sam. They're coming up here shortly.
Fuck yeah, I'm telling you, man. Let's ask some musical questions.
Speaking of other great remakes, obviously we do know now that yes, Sam Fisher is returning, but it is in a remake of the original Splinter Cell.
There's nothing wrong.
How do you guys feel with that?
It's been so fucking long. Yeah, well, it's been so long since that. I mean, how many people nowadays remember it besides us old fuckers? Really?
Not many. Certainly not the latest generation.
Well, not the original Xbox one for sure. They'll be like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, didn't the original one actually came out on PC first before the Xbox ever?
Well, yeah, it did, but it was like within like a year or two, it was on there and then the Xbox. But that's what I'm saying. That's the generation that remembers the game. It's us. They'll be like, "Oh, I've never played that."
They better have the online for it.
What was the last one? Double Agent or some? Oh, Jesus.
The original Splinter Cell didn't have any online. It was totally single.
No, it was fucking amazing. I love that fucking game.
Yeah.
That was Splinter Cell 2. That's what Splinter Cell 2, because you had mercs against spies.
Yeah, but that was awesome. But the original single player campaign, the main game of Splinter Cell, and just the way you play it in the shadows, all the shit you have to do, revamping that and making it for a new generation is fucking awesome. Yeah, Blacklist. Yes, Gogo. Blacklist was fucking great.
Yeah, they better keep that. I can't wait to be stealthy again, man. That's why we need a new 10-shoe stealth assassin.
I don't know if they need Michael.
Oh, yeah, who owns that? Activision.
Yeah, I don't know if they need Michael Ironsides. Maybe they can just hire me. I don't know.
Yeah, my favorite was Conviction. I really liked.
Oh, you like Conviction?
Oh, I loved Conviction.
I like the original.
Praxis.
Going back to the stealth stuff, I also like. I wish they would redo Thief: The Dark Project. Which also used a lot of stealth mechanics.
I wish they would make an SSX 1, 2, and 3.
No, that's okay.
And bring it together. That's not your thing. SSX is my thing. Just like you like what you just said you like.
Don't you say you like what I like? God damn it!
Damn! Stop being selfish, Paul.
We're talking about one thing.
I like that too. No, I like that too. No, I like it. Fuck you! I like it.
Praxis
like about one style of game, and all of a sudden you're off on a tangent.
I like 1080 snowboarding, Dick.
Yeah, I know.
1080 was a bomb on the Nintendo. I love that game. Man,
pushing
but SSX
God damn it.
be remastered and brought back with online, man. Oh my God, that would be the GOAT.
Oh, it'd be fucking bad.
Oh,
that'd be sweet.
I'd have it day one. Especially SSX 1 and SSX Tricky.
Oh, that's the one.
Man.
Yep.
I get to beat Praxis down the snow and throw snowballs.
My giblets are wet.
I'm gonna throw snowballs at your ass, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Microsoft will never do it, but I wish they'd get those.
That's the EA game.
Make some of their. No, Microsoft. Remember Amped?
Oh,
the
Amped.
Xbox.
Oh,
I love that.
That was
I
great
was
too.
so addicted to that game, man. Oh,
Yeah, I wish they'd bring back some of those studios into that. Even the old Microsoft Sports stuff was actually pretty good. NFL Game Day was it, and they had the NHL Showtime or whatever. Some of those games are pretty good.
I think the
You
NHL
know
one, I
what
like
we all
that one.
want, and I know Practice. I know what he wants to. We all still want a Mech Assault. We all still want a Mech Assault.
That would be good.
I think Phil even wants a Mech Assault. You never know. And there was that, and there was another game they were talking about from the OG days.
Crimson Sky. They were talking about
Crimson
bringing back
Skies.
Crimson Sky.
Yes. Yeah, that was a great game.
Oh, Paul wouldn't play it. It ain't. It's kind of game.
What?
Dude, you go opposite on everything I say, Paul.
No, I wasn't going opposite. It's just we were talking about one style of game, and all of a sudden you're off talking about something.
I just said SSX. We was in the area of talking about games that were remakes, and I thought about one that I would love a remake. Okay, and
you're like the ADHD of podcast.
Paul, we all have
an Unreal Engine
mentally,
5.
okay, let it go.
Steel Battalion 2. 180 button controller. That's
and
what
bring back a new controller. I'd buy it day one. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lie. I'd buy it day
It's
one.
not a controller, it's a room you buy.
No, remember they brought when they did a Steel Battalion on the Xbox and you had to use the Kinect to do it.
Oh my god. You know, VR actually would make a little more sense for that because then you could reach all the fucking controls and not have to buy a $150 controller.
I know, right?
Anyway.
But they had some great games back then.
Noof, redirect us for God's sakes.
Please.
Well, I guess before we kind of close out the show and bring in Cletus and Safehouse, you guys think of the latest games with gold. Have you heard of either one of these? Colt Canyon and Bladed Fury.
I saw it and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? That's exactly what I said when I saw that.
See,
I was like,
this is why gold is garbage. It's garbage
all.
now because they're securing so much for Game Pass that they've been purposefully butt fucking gold for years now. Like, just throw them some shit. They'll just send
I'm
them to Game
wondering
Pass.
if there were Game Pass games that they took out and say, let's try to sell this. That's what I'm thinking.
Nobody played them in Game Pass. Let's put them in gold.
Let's see what happens. Let's see those suckers. Oh, they took them. Oh my god, look at the numbers.
I haven't been taking the games with gold in a long time, dude.
I hope the developers don't get paid on commissions by the people that download and play them off of gold. It's like Jesus.
Those are the December games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great
Tony
way to
Grass?
end the year.
Oh, Tony Grasso says both games are really good. He owns them both. Well, good on you. You paid for them there, Tony.
Lion circus shit.
I especially the Western one, I will probably grab it just because, well, why not? It's free. What the hell?
I can see Colt Eastwood playing it simply because it's got the name Colton taught it.
Fuck yeah, well, Colt, of course he would.
Colt likes weird shit like that.
Oh, of course.
I tend to grab a lot of those games, even just to add them to my collection. I have them. If they
why not?
I've done that through most of my time with Game for Gold, which I've had.
Yeah, I'm like, here, kid, play this.
Oh my God, Colt Canyon looks like a 2600 game that's been made for Xbox.
It probably is a retro style game. And
oh, totally. It actually looks kind of cool. But the character designs look like the fucking game, the one X-rated game that came out for the 2600 where you're the cowboy. It looks like that.
Revenge.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Custer's Revenge.
Custer's Revenge. Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
I actually have a copy of that in my closet, dude. I'm serious.
I have a copy of that on my PC. Just say
I got an Atari, so I'm good.
Interesting.
But I want the Atari 50.
You're like, moving on.
I want the Atari 50 collection that's out there, man. That's the
Sorry,
one.
I'm just trying to look at the graphics in this game. It's like this top-down digital western.
It's a 3/4. It's supposed to be a 3/4 perspective.
It's angled off a little bit.
It's what Red Dead Redemption looks like on the NES.
That's a 2600 Red Dead. It was almost as good as Raiders of the Lost Ark and ET. It was close.
Almost.
It does look like it's kind of
ET,
fun, though.
wow.
Let's not talk about ET.
What do you mean? I had to.
I have
went out
3
and
copies of that.
I had
game.
to dig up 5 more. Come on.
Oh my god!
I mean, I lived in the Bay Area. Fuck, man.
I
They
just
buried it around
wanna
my house.
I just want to play the Atari because I get to play Combat and Yar's Revenge
Oh, Yar's
Mhm.
Revenge.
in
Oh my
HD.
god.
Yeah. Oh, and they even
There's-
got the Star Wars game on there.
There's one to throw at fucking people. That would be an interesting thing to do a pixel
Yar's
art.
Revenge was
a
a 3D. Now they
3D
got new features with it where you can put it to a new look and thing like
Well,
that. They got
3D
2,600 games. They got
Yeah.
7,800 games. They got 5,200 games.
Well,
They got Jaguar games with the compilation.
Jaguar?
So it's gonna be sick.
tested.
Mhm.
I was gonna say
Over
I,
100 some games.
I took a sledgehammer to my Tesla.
Many of
to
those
my,
older
my
games would
Jaguar.
not play well.
I did.
It is-
I smashed my fucking Jaguar with a sledgehammer. I beat
No,
the
they
shit out of that thing.
remastered them. They remastered them for newer consoles.
I know. Well, what I was going to say is they should take those 2600 pixel art games, those old school games, and make them 3D and put them in VR. That would be fucking badass.
You want to hear what?
Yar's
They
Revenge
still
and shit
got
like
the
that.
blocky Pac-Man in the game.
Yeah, I know. That would be fucking cool.
Well, could you
Anyway.
imagine? Yeah, if you were like actually Pac-Man running in a 3D maze in VR, wouldn't that be cool?
And you had that VR headset that kills you? Yeah.
When I
Fucking
buy that,
awesome.
I'm gonna stream that collection on Twitch or YouTube.
I'm gonna stream it too,
I'm gonna
once.
stream it.
It'll be my last stream.
You're running
ever.
around a 3D maze with Pac-Man. Here's a little ghost going, "I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you!" And you start fucking running everywhere,
Give them some creepy voices. You're like, what the fuck is that?
eating the power pellets.
Oh yeah, nah, but this is the Square version, the Atari version, dude.
They should
where
do
it
a Viagra
didn't
Man.
even look
You
like
run around the
Pac-Man.
maze, you grab the blue pellets, and then your penis gets really big, and then you just ram all the ghosts.
Yeah,
Hey,
your
man.
goal is to only get the pink ghost. Cause
How'd this get rapey all of a sudden? What the fuck is going on here? Sick
Because
bastards.
Nukem's in the room.
I got the blue pill. Check it out, ladies.
We're so disgusting. Santa has not moved for an hour.
I think we killed him. We killed Santa.
I think we're on the naughty list.
Oh, shit.
I bought my own list. Fuck Santa. Fucking asshole. I
Yo.
was Santa, for Christ's sake.
Your
Tell 'em
practice,
Why does Santa never deliver gifts in the forest? Because they're all naughty.
your practice. Say transform and roll out, please.
Oh, you
Shit.
would.
I want you to do it. I've been wanting you to do it.
Autobots,
Alrighty.
transform and roll out.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to close the show unless anybody else has anything they would like to bring up or chat about real quick.
Yes.
Go ahead. What?
Real quick, Activision, and they said they want to help fight the fight against the EU because they want to go to Microsoft.
Well, yeah, they got a lot tied up in it. They got a lot of investors and things. Yeah, of course, at this stage, it's fairly important. I mean, people are essentially probably losing money the longer this deal
Gets
sits
stretched
in lingo,
out, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, because
If the deal falls, they could.
there's stocks riding on this right now. There's
Yeah.
people that basically already got their mind made up, like, hey, like I'm selling or I'm buying or we're going all in. You know, like studio lifelines are hanging in the balance here as what they're going to do. They're going to move forward. They're going to lay off. They're going to hire. Like there's a lot of variables here. I would imagine. We can't even phantom like how much is riding on this, and
Yeah,
they need to get
and
this
for the
done.
most part, up to that announcement, Activision Blizzard had remained relatively quiet in the midst of all this. And they
Mhm.
finally, with all the stuff going down, they finally said, "Look, we want."
They said we're getting tired of this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I think we're all tired of this shit. Like, how long does it take you to fucking make a decision? Either make it or don't. Like at this point.
No, this is a
You
big
know.
deal, so I do understand why this is taking so long.
Because I've seen companies go through this and the deal didn't go through, and they were counting on it, and they got in such a financial bind that
It fucked them up.
they had to file
Okay, well,
bankruptcy.
Yeah.
But who was
they
the
had
other,
to.
who was the first one of the first places that looked at the deal? Like they took like literally what, a week or two and then decided that
Was it
they
Brazil?
were for it.
It
Was
was-
it Brazil or somebody?
I think it was like South America or something. They looked at
yeah,
it and they were
it's good.
reasonable. They're like, well, you know, you
Yes,
can make
somebody
money with
approved it
this.
today. Somebody said let the deal go through today. I
Yeah.
forgot who it was. Nicaragua or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
They approve.
Well, those are
Nicaragua.
small little markets,
Nicaragua.
though. Those are little markets that really don't hold a lot of sway.
Botswana approves. Yay!
That's one of, but it still counts though. As
It
far
does, but it
Canada
doesn't-
says yes. Thumbs
Uh,
up.
Yes.
I know Canada don't give a shit. Ain't that right, Noof?
That's right. You get too much other shit to give a shit about.
Yeah,
giving
they
a
couldn't
shit.
give two shits, you know.
But we're really sorry about that.
I'm
Really
sorry.
doesn't
We're terribly
Activision
sorry.
Blizzard doesn't have any action in Canada. That really surprises me.
They can't
No,
lot of
no,
the- a lot of the bigger
it's a big
studios do.
deal everywhere. I mean, there's a lot of the game industry is pretty big up in Canada. I mean, we've got some of the best developers in the world. They're watching this closely. This is not only ramifications for Activision Blizzard, but this is also like this is an industry trendsetter, right? Because this is also going to sway, or it's going to definitely play into how future deals go down and who gets bought. And after this goes through or doesn't go through, you have to wonder what's going to happen. You also have to wonder if other studios and other publishers are going to be at play too. Like, we're going to go into this, so we're going to go into that. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand it, but I gotta point out. Look at somebody like, and it's a different industry, but they're connected. Look at Disney. Look what they've fucking done. They've gone out, they bought Marvel, then they bought Lucasfilm, and then they bought
Fox.
20th Century fucking Fox.
Yeah.
And people, nobody even batted a
They
fucking
bought
eye.
ABC.
Yeah,
They bought
nobody,
ABC.
nobody batted a fucking eye, and they're basically cornering the market. And well, now they're fucking up, but that's a whole different story. But nonetheless, they cornered the market, and they were like, yeah, no big deal. And Microsoft's like, yeah, we want to buy this. Oh my God, how could you? Why would you do that? It's like, and I think the EU is very much swayed by Sony. They are just, Sony's like got them in their back pocket. It seems it's just stupid. They're the only ones. The US is, I think, far more on board with approving it, except the EU is like, oh my God, don't. And I understand the ramifications. I do. But at the same time, I think it's bullshit. I think it's just dumb.
Well, they extended the olive branch for Call of Duty for 10 fucking years. I mean, what do you want?
Years. That's not, like I said, that's not an olive branch. It's the fucking tree. They give them the whole goddamn tree, and they went, oh, that's just not enough. And what it is, it just said, no, we just don't want the fucking deal to go through, period. End of story, nothing. Nothing will make us happy.
Like I've said before, and they're making the Call of Duty.
You got low and high, Paul.
All the money's on the King's side.
That's because he's Santa. He's in and out of the chimney.
I know. Your voice is low and high, man.
You gotta stop dodging your head in and out there.
Just stop. But
no,
anyway,
we couldn't hear you.
Well, if you'd stop talking.
We weren't talking.
Anyway, shut the hell up. No, what I was saying was, it's they're so focused on Call of Duty when really King is where the money's at. In the ABK deal, King is
that's
where
just it.
They're so freaked out that Call of Duty may be put on Game Pass that, oh my God, people won't buy a PlayStation anymore.
Oh my God.
I don't
because
think
Call of Duty is the only game that they market, right?
Yeah,
they don't
I don't think that has as much play as they think it does.
Sony's sitting at the
CMA.
Sony's sitting at the top of the fucking market. They got the most consoles sold for fucking decades now, and they're bitching and moaning, we're not going to be number one anymore. I would kick them in the fucking nuts. I'm sorry. No offense. That's just stupid.
No, they're still going to be number one.
They may be, but fuck them. Are you kidding me? We're bitching because we're number one and somebody's threatening us. Fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just stupid. That's my opinion anyway.
But here's the biggest thing.
And while they're still...
Go ahead, Paul.
They're still, they're still doing the same market. They're doing some of the same marketing stuff they've been doing right under the nose of the deal, and then kind of thumbing their nose to the deal. It's like, but you're right there. So it's going to be interesting to see what it actually ends up being.
Well, it comes down to the average gamer walking into his store is going to see Call of Duty on Game Pass, and the average consumer is going to take Call of Duty on Game Pass over the alternative. And that means, generally, they're probably going to spend their money on a Game Pass subscription versus a PlayStation Plus subscription. Right?
I mean, but it's the same thing. Like with Calisto Protocol, I saw commercials all weekend for Calisto Protocol during the wrestling thing on Peacock. You know what wasn't mentioned in that article in any of the ads?
What was it?
Was Xbox or PC. It was all for PlayStation 4 and 5.
Yeah, they still money hat the shit out of fucking third parties to get their advertising name on the brand, even if it's coming. There's some games that piss me off so much. They do that so much. I have to go to the fucking game's website and look and see if it's coming out on the fucking Xbox.
I know.
I'm like, what the fuck is? Oh, it is. Oh, well, why didn't they say that? Or at the very bottom of the screen, in the smallest fucking shit you could see, it says Xbox.
And in this case, I looked for it. It didn't. It was nowhere on the screen or anywhere.
Oh, they've done that before, where they've advertised for PlayStation and PC, and then I go to the Twitter page, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's coming out for Xbox." I'm like, what the fuck?
Can I make a quick point, please?
Please make it.
I've tried to be
quick.
Cool. I'm trying to be cool, but it's more than just Call of Duty. They keep bitching about Call of Duty. Activision has 45 years of IP, and Activision says we want to just not have enough money to make Call of Duty. They want to have somebody help them to make other games that they were probably interested in making. Right now, it's just been Call of Duty and maybe a few other scattered games, but everybody's thinking, oh, it's just Call of Duty. It's just Call of Duty. If Microsoft gets a hold of some of them other IPs from back in the day that they remake for this day, and we're talking hundreds upon hundreds of Activision IP, that's the part that could hurt a lot of systems in the future. And that's the truth. But nobody ever thinks about that. Everybody thinks Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. This deal is beyond Call of Duty, but no one ever notices it. And if they do go under, because of it doesn't fail, I'm just saying, if they do go under, you won't have any more Call of Duty, Sony. Then what you gonna do? You're gonna say, no, it's Microsoft's fault. No, it's your fault.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Pitfall and Kaboom are coming. They are
and the way they can, and the way
Mega Mania, Stampede, you're damn right.
The way they can do scrollers now, man, the scrolling games now with this generation. Could you imagine Pitfall with the new graphics, how they do the new side-scrolling jumps and stuff games now? Man, it would be insane. Insane.
Chase Jones, yeah, and it's good to be king.
But do y'all see my point on that? It is the truth. And that they've been there since the beginning, the Atari. I mean, that's like I said, that's about 45 years that they've been in this business.
Hey, Paul, you got a message for it. Spundiffer says, what the fuck, Cerebral Santa? What the fuck? Just saying.
Yeah, I saw it.
Anyway,
I'm just pointing it out in case you missed it. You know.
Yeah, let's just hope that a few more months. Hopefully, this is all behind us. One way or the fucking other. At some point in time, everybody's just like, whatever. They go where they come. Just do what you got to do and let everybody move on and close the freaking book here, right?
Yeah, because Microsoft did say at the beginning of January when this deal was announced, they did say that it probably won't fall through until spring of 2023. So they knew ahead of time what the drama was going to happen.
They want it done by the end of June 2023, which is the end of their fiscal year.
Right, and they said that at their announcement that it probably the deal wouldn't have been ratified until around that time. That Paul said they said that the minute they announced this merger.
And right now on the CMA's timeline, since they went to stage 2, you are looking at an April, May, and before their decision is in. So.
I can't hear him again.
Yeah, it faded out.
I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so
there you go. There we go. I've been saying if this deal fails, just buy the goddamn devs.
He's up and down the chimney. The reception is failing.
And technically, they could do that.
But if they thank you, Splend.
Yep. But if they do fail, if they do bankruptcy, the Activision deal goes away from Sony. The contract gets voided.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, any bankruptcy, if you have any contract,
Activision's not going to declare bankruptcy if the deal goes through.
Well, I hope not.
It doesn't
Paul.
go through.
I'm
no,
hoping
no,
not.
I don't
But
think so. I don't think so.
No,
There's too much money.
that's
They're making too much money right now. They're making way too much money.
Nothing's gonna. They're not gonna
I
disappear
hope,
if the
I
deal
hope
doesn't
to
go
God
through.
not, but you never know in business.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
You've seen people go back. You've seen people go bankrupt in the business world never expected to.
Well, three more mobile Call of Duty releases and they're out of bankruptcy, no problem.
That's true.
Easy.
That's true. That's true. He's actually right.
Yeah,
that's money in the bank, buddy.
They're making enough money off of King games alone.
Yeah.
Oh God, dude. I'm just curious. I'll look it up all your time.
King is where the money's at. That's what I keep saying.
World of
King
Warcraft, all those subscriptions every month, like Jesus.
People still play the fuck out of that damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot more to it than Call of Duty. There's no question. It's just that one is the highlight reel. And you know why? It's simple because it's the only one that Sony has marketing rights on.
Well, here you go.
That's it.
Here you go. You want a piece? Here's what they're As part of the financial findings, Activision Blizzard announced that Call of Duty Mobile has downloaded 500 million times and generated over $1 billion in revenue.
I got a copy of it on my phone.
Yeah, so I do too. Fucking dude, it's like playing a fucking Xbox 360 game in your fucking pocket.
I use my Razer Kishi. They didn't have the Razer Kishi.
I use my Xbox controller. I just use my Xbox controller.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, 31 amazing people in this chat still watching the show. Chase Jones, how are you, my brother? Hope all is well. Hope you and the family are good. Splendiferous in with us. He just dropped a super chat. Supersonic still hanging out with us. Joe Dunmore here as well. Jesse Darby, Tony Grasso. The list goes on. Jason Max, Gogol Poe. You guys are freaking fantastic. Spider-Man 356. Thank you so much. Earlier, Jesse Darby had a question for Cletus. We might as well get to Cletus to save us. His first question was, Cletus, why are you so country? I'm not quite sure how that's what kind of question that actually is, but I'll see if Cletus can answer it. Cletus?
Well, hey, fiddly diddly. Hey, guys, how's y'all getting down this evening? Yes, Cletus here. Why am I so country? Well, the best part about country is you can't spell it without the word cunt. Yes, indeed. I sure love it. That's a weird question, Jesse Darby, but let me tell you, I love where I'm from, where I'm going, where I've been, and that's usually inside and outside and around my house. I don't really go very far. I barely go to town once in a while, but like I said, I like to keep it in the family, keep things close, just keep it moving and growing, baby. That's how we roll. Jesse, you awesome, buddy. Thanks for the question, and I'll catch you again soon.
Yeah, people need to realize that Cletus's parents are also his brother and sister. So, yeah.
Supersonic's got a question. He had this one, I think, for Arnold. Now he wants to know what Cletus thinks.
I'd say if your balls is itchy, my suggestion is maybe you better shave your sister's vag first, because she probably got something this a little bit. Maybe she got crammed or something, and you got a little case of that. So make sure before you goes deep on your sister that you make sure everything is groomed. Okay, now I don't mind a little bit of grass on the field. You know what they say? If there's grass on the field, play ball. You know what I'm saying? And I've played a lot of ball. But yeah, man, you get itchy. That's terrible. Sometimes you know what? I don't mind itchy balls because sometimes there's nobody around, and sometimes scratching your balls feels really good. It's almost therapeutic. You know what I'm saying?
It's the
you stop using
scratchy show.
Gotta stop using pork fat for lube, you sick bastard. Oh, Jesus.
I did not have an anal probe in my butt. The first one is the best one in South Park, dude. It always will be.
Honestly, I hope that we get invaded by aliens if they're going to give us anal probes. That shit sounds sounds kind of fun. Who wouldn't want an anal probe? I mean, it might be a great way to clean the inner side of my esophagus. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
It's better to be a giver than a receiver, dude.
Wait, the inside of your esophagus by way of your anal probe? What? No. Oh.
Is that what I said, esophagus?
That's what you said. Yeah, that's what you said.
Hey, if it reaches, go for it.
Nah, the aliens are gonna go through your belly button, Noof. You're fucked.
Yeah.
end up with a colostomy barrel, for Christ's sake.
Oh God, split difference. Come on, man. Really, dude? And you spend
Just
a
because Sir
super tax
Wise
for
isn't
that?
here, you don't got to fucking do that. You know that? Jesus.
All right, that's our super
There
chat.
it is. Hey, Cletus, who tastes better, Paul or Sir X-Man?
God, I hate you people.
Who tastes better? I don't even taste.
Just play the tape from last week.
Like am I licking? Are you asking me like am I licking their head, or are you asking me if I'm like if I'm going down shouting, I'm giving these guys a little toot loving kind of thing? Is that what you're saying? I do not really understand the circumstances around your question, but I don't think I want to be tasting either one of them across the old cockroaches. No, look at that Paul. I mean, look at that face on that guy. Don't he make sense? He's a disgrace to Santa Claus. I mean, look at that guy. Look at him up there in that thing. Like I'd be scared to sit on his lap, and I ain't scared to sit on very much. But I don't think I want to sit on his lap. And then
It's
Sir
mostly because he
X-Man.
just ride away with you. You got to watch out for that, you
And
know?
then you got fucking Sir X-Man down there. Like I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean,
You can sit on my lap, baby.
Ah.
he ain't touching your fucking laps either. Like honest to God, it's just saying that. Yeah. I don't get turned off very much, but this panel, they fucking disgusting.
Wonderful.
Alrighty, we got any question for Safehouse Sam because he's also in the building.
Safehouse Sam, I was gonna ask, do you have your balls to the wall? Man.
What's going on, people? Yeah, baby, what's going on? Safehouse Sam is back in the building. I'm live in the flesh. I'm ready to roll, and I'm gonna slap you in the hole, man. My balls are always to the wall. My balls is hanging on the side of my left leg as we speak, and that's how they're gonna go. Yeah, I like what you said earlier, Sir X-Man. I do like to go no natural myself. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like a cool breeze between your knees. You know what I'm saying? Keep those boys happy. Gotta keep them on the cool and the down low. I don't like sweaty balls, baby. I don't like sweaty balls, so I like to go on natural. But my balls always in the wall. I'm always ready to go, baby. Anytime, anywhere. You open your legs and I'm getting crazy.
All right, we got a question. No, that was the same one.
Hey, Noof, I'm gonna ask a question from a character you haven't pulled out in a long time.
Okay.
Wolfman.
I don't want new pulling anything on this show.
Wolfman Jack, what was your favorite song of all time?
Wolfman Jack.
You pulled out Wolfman Jack once before.
I never did no
I
Wolfman
said
Jack.
safe-
You sure you got the right guy?
I was going to say safe house as close as it gets.
Yeah, Safehouse is
That's
pretty
probably
close
why.
to a Wolfman.
I probably, he
Yeah.
sounded like Wolfman Jack.
That's
Yeah,
probably
he
what it
did.
reminded him of.
Yeah.
I was going to say safe house. Why don't you like musicals?
Oh shit.
Goddamn music, cause you bunch of cock asses, a fucking waste of time. I don't like nobody singing. Okay, I want to go to a movie for action, thrills, and lots of spells. I like to watch porn and shit like that. I don't want fucking nobody singing. You know what I'm saying? Like I just ain't got time for that fucking shit. It's all a little too happy, joy. You know, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time for that. No, I don't like no singing.
What's his name said you sound like Iceman said you sound like the guy from Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, it's Crazy Taxi. Yeah, let's go. Let's get in that car. Let's pick up the next guy. Let's get him. He's down on 134th Street, Let's go. Yeah, man. Yeah, Supersonic, that's my saying. People are cock ass. Y'all a bunch of fucking cock asses. This fucking band was a cock ass. Snoop Dookum is the biggest goddamn cock ass ever fucking seen, man. Honest to God. But you know what?
I need a ride.
Thanksgiving is in the back.
Thanksgiving
is down the fucking rear view mirror, baby. And we got Christmas coming up there now. And Santa Claus, motherfucker, you better show up. You better be dropping some shit down my chimney because you ain't showed up for years.
Yeah, I'll be dropping shit down your chimney, all right.
Got a present for you.
I don't want to see no fucking shit out of you, Paul.
Why you guys always putting me and Paul at the end of y'all conversation? Why? Why?
You know what?
Fuck.
I can speculate that Paul shit kind of looks like dried summer dog shit. I don't know why. That's just what I'm picturing. It just plop. Yeah.
So there was a question up here for
wrong.
Safehouse.
Yeah.
Let's see.
From Victor
If you
Cliff,
sat on
too.
Paul's lap, what would you ask for?
Oh, all right. Let's see.
Above that one, there's a question right above
Well, the
that.
thing I'd always ask for, the same fucking things I always wanted. Cock asses. First of all, I'd ask for a bigger dick. All right, my dick's pretty fucking big, but I can always be bigger. You know what I'm saying? I want a gray gym. I want a gray track pants kind of knee hanging banger. You know what I'm saying? I want to slap some knees with this motherfucker. That's
You
what
to
I
put a
want.
track pad on your penis?
Yeah, let me.
When you got a big cock and you got them gray track pants on, all the girls be looking at your dong wong. You know what I'm saying? I need a big one like that, not a couple inches. I need that big fucking steak. You know what I'm saying? I want to choke that anaconda, motherfucker. Cock asses.
Let me just say that.
Money.
Let me just say from Santa Paul's point of view that if you sat on my lap afterwards, I would probably need penicillin and a delousing. But you know.
And a herpes test.
Let me tell you this, Santa Claus, you can fucking sit on my lap. We will talk about the first thing that pops up.
Now remember, he's Canadian.
I'm going to make your beard a new color of white. Let me tell you that right now.
Hey, let's come on over and have some fun with Crazy Taxi.
Wow.
I'm not reading that vid. I'm not reading that vid.
Click. There we go. Go ahead, Praxis.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Hey, Cletus, if you got to hunt one of them and do them like a little piggy, who would you after first, Paul or X-Man? And definitely not Praxis.
I want to reach around, motherfucker.
Let me just say, Sir X-Men has some pretty lips. I'm just throwing that out there, yeah?
Well, he's really diddly. I'll tell you this right now. Personally, I'd go after Sir X-Man. You know why? Because Paul ain't a challenge. Paul's in a wheelchair. And if I can't catch up and run after Paul, it ain't much fucking good now, am I? But I go after Sir X-Man. Because, first of all, he's probably used to running by now. Sir X-Man.
I can't run no more, man. I'm sorry.
Well, that's even better. I could catch up to you, but I ain't going to go after Paul. He's in a wheelchair. I got to take a pity on that guy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to work real hard for a guy in a wheelchair.
I think you all three got to worry about the diabetes.
What about Praxis? You just gonna let him sit there and not do a damn thing? Is he gonna be holding the camera?
Well, wait. Let's check this out. Let's run a test here. Sir X-Men, squeal like a pig. Go ahead, squeal like a pig.
Good squeal.
Oh shit.
Pigs actually snort more than they squeal, dude. They really do. I've been on a farm, a pig farm, so it's true.
There you go.
Splendiference coming in with the offensive Paul slogan.
Pineapple pizza.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh god, that
All
reminds
right,
me.
guys.
Oh, go ahead.
No, say what you got to say, man.
Oh
We're
no,
gonna close up the show.
it was the stupid fucking thing that my buddy had his kid watch when I was way back. It was it Mushroom Snake? It was, oh god, that's what the pineapple pizza. Anyway, keep going. Come on, we're all done. Enough.
Well, anyway, guys,
The
that brings
80s
us to
started that bullshit with pineapple pizza. It was the 80s fault for that shit.
that was some trippy hippie
That's
shit.
one of the
what that
bad
was.
things you can bring up from the 80s. Is
Hey, we
pineapple
ran out of ingredients. Let's throw some fruit on the fucker.
Yeah, let's throw some fruit on it.
Yeah.
It started in Canada. It started in Canada.
Yeah, Justin Bieber probably fucking invented it.
Oh my god!
Rubbed it on his little nuts.
Seriously, look up the history of it. It started in Canada.
You actually did research on pineapple
Hey, but
pizza.
that's not what they call it.
Absolutely.
The only research he did. Sorry.
Why do they call it Hawaiian pizza then? Because up here in Canada, Canadian pizza is mushroom, bacon, and pepperoni. That's what they call
It's because when the guy started it, you guys had very few options for flavors on your pizza, so he wanted to bring in something
Now you call it Canadian bacon, then, huh?
Well, we should have an East Coast pizza right, Cape or Grant. We should put big fucking potato mounds on it.
Hey, I live in Idaho, fucker. What are you saying? What are you fucking saying?
Pepperoni, sausage, and green olives. Greatest
Idaho
pizza
pizza,
ever.
big fucking potato right in the center.
Hey man, there is an Idaho pizza here, and they do not have any with potatoes on it. You sons of bitches.
Are
It'd
you
be fucking
serious?
funny. You're trying to cut that motherfucker's a big fucking slab of potato.
Although they do have a potato dessert that looks like a fucking potato. I mean, you pick it up and you're like, Jesus Christ, it's ice cold. You're like, what the? And it's ice cream, but it looks like a potato with butter on it. And people are like, I watched somebody eat it, and I was like, what the fuck are you eating? They're like,
Hey,
Caper
Grant, a
said
lobster pizza.
I
A lobster
could go
pizza
for
could
that.
be great. Yeah, that would
You
be
could put
awesome.
lobster on fucking anything. It'd be great.
yeah,
Hot damn.
lobster.
All
pussy.
right. We're
I
gonna
can
close the
imagine
show,
this.
guys.
A loaded baked potato pizza.
Loaded baked potato pizza.
Yeah.
Just a little extra carb for your carb.
Uh-huh.
And a little carb for that. Oh fuck.
Carbs
Throw
for the
sour
carbs.
cream and cheddar cheese on top of it with some bacon. You good?
Yeah.
A loaded baked potato pizza.
Yeah, they
Look
call
at your
that a
eyes.
taco. They have forms of that called taco pizza where they do just that sour
Your
cream and
fucking eyes going to diabetic comas
The
for Christ's sake.
cellulite rolls in the back of your ass. It's gonna look, it looks like the moon. Crater ass. All right.
Fastback, has he been here this whole time, or he just drop in for a second? Fastback,
I think he showed up earlier, I think, and then he made it back up. But yo, what's
Son
going
of
on,
a
Fastback?
bitch.
Yes, coming over from the LLG podcast earlier with Mike Mullis and Peter. Good stuff there, guys. They're awesome guys. Go check them out on Tuesday nights. They start the show before us. And
yeah, but they end the show like 3 hours after us, so it's the same.
Yeah,
so
that's true. They
Yes.
they go along, those guys. Yes.
All right.
All right, but we're gonna wrap this up right now. It's been another Dynamite show. A huge thanks, obviously, to the fantastic chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thanks for the love and support. We hope to see you back here again next week. As always, a big thanks to Sir X-Man coming in and filling the void, so to speak, this week as Wise Old Gamer on the down low. But he should be back again next week if all goes well. Sir X-Man, I don't know what you got happening next, but if you do have anything coming up, let people know where they can check you out on social media or otherwise.
I've just been chilling, but I'm enjoying this new Need for Speed game. So I've been playing that a little bit today. It's kind of okay. In some spots, it reminds me of Burnout. Some spots, it reminds me of Need for Speed Most Wanted. Some spots, it reminds me of Underground. And my friends that we were playing with said a lot of it reminds us of Midnight Club Dub LA.
Oh, yeah.
Dub 3. So it kind of feels good, but and some of it makes you feel like, am I in a Forza Horizon
DLC
mode?
or something?
Because the way they have it set up and stuff like that, you'll feel all those games in it if you play it. They got a 10-hour trial on the EA access, so you can check it out and see if you like it. And other than that, I'm trying to stream some games on the weekend when I get a chance, and I'll pop in the podcast when I get a day off. That's pretty much it, everybody.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by. You're always a member of GAD no matter what. Darth Praxis, brother, where can people catch you next? You got anything coming up as well?
Well, an exclusive deep DP on OnlyFans. No, it's going to be at Praxis Darth on Twitter and then Darth Praxis on Xbox. If you'd like to join me, I will ignore you just like I ignore everybody else.
You don't ignore me.
You want to be ignored? Hit up Darth Praxis.
Hit me up.
He's ignoring you already.
No. Actually, if you send me a message, I'll definitely send something back, even if it's a week or too late.
You don't want to know what he sends back. Don't do it. Just no.
It's on Xbox. They don't allow pictures. You know this, Paul. That's only on Twitter.
Oh, and once you get Praxis in your lobby, he won't stop talking.
Oh my God! Now you tell me this? You just said
I know.
I don't know what to tell
I
him.
love it when you talk, dude. It's funny as hell.
Okay,
and one of the busiest men in the podcast scene, and if he's not podcasting, he's usually streaming. Cerebral Paul, what have you got happening next?
Oh, let's see. Not much, but yes, Jesse Darby, you're very. I'm Italian on my mother's side, full Italian. Pineapple on pizza is a no-no. It's a good way to get kicked out of the country. Okay, it happens.
Damn.
Yeah, they take it very seriously down there. But you can find me on Twitter, Cerebral Paul 1. Twitch is Cerebral Paul. You can actually find me on Xbox, Cerebral Paul 921, PlayStation Now, Cerebral Paul 1. On Tuesdays before the show, I do Retro Renegades. Wednesdays, I got nothing right now. Thursdays, I have 4GQ TV. And then he's right, I've been streaming a little bit more during the day on my own personal channel. And on Mondays, I stream on the Xbox Ambassador channel at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, which turns out to be 6 p.m. UK. So there you go.
Mhm.
You are
Very
everywhere,
good.
dude.
You're a very busy man. And you guys know where to find me. Much leaner schedule when I'm not hanging out with these fine
Oh,
gentlemen
it's time
here.
to leave. Oh no, that wasn't a sex spot. That was splendiferous. Okay,
Wow.
basically the same thing.
Man, your blows just come everywhere, man. Even in his mouth.
Oh.
Well, usually the lips and stuff are usually the sex spots when they pop in. You know.
I know. I've seen them.
As I say, guys, when I'm not hanging out with these fine gentlemen here on Gaming After Dark, you can find me on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Mountain Time with Good Morning Xbox. Look forward to seeing you over there. If you're not familiar, Good Morning Xbox is an Xbox-centric podcast where we mostly talk about just Xbox-related topics. We try to keep it as positive as we possibly can and all that and more. It's a great little show with a fantastic little panel. And we have a lot of fun over there as well. But we keep it a little more in the PG. So if Gaming After Dark was never your cup of tea because of the language or the sexual innuendo that often happens here, then maybe Good Morning Xbox might be right up your alley. Otherwise, guys, that's it for us. Make sure you have some fun. Go play some games. Maybe buy some new ones. I hope to hear back from a lot of you once Calisto Protocol drops this Friday. Give it a chance if you can. It should be a great game. Let's hope it is anyway. Chat is amazing. I'll catch up with some of you guys on Call of Duty Modern Warfare or whatever. If you see me online, send me a message. I always tell people too, like, I often had people say, well, they don't want to bother me. It's like, you're never bothering me on Xbox. If I want to be alone or I'm doing something different, I will usually put do not disturb or I'll just show offline, right? But if I'm online and you want to play a game, hit me up, send me an invite. I'm always down. Just if I got time and I can jump into something, I definitely will. Would love to help more people play some co-op games and stuff like that, and hopefully the feeling is mutual. Look forward to getting back to some more community game nights. Maybe I'll try to get one on the go this Saturday. Just haven't figured out which game yet. So those are always open invitation. We like to see a good turnout there. They're always a lot of fun, and they're for every skill level.
Evil in the group.
Yeah.
So all that good stuff. So we'll keep you posted there. But that's about it for us this week. It was another fun show. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you next Tuesday.